Yo, what is going on, y'all?
What up, what up? Welcome
How
to
are we
week
doing?
6.
How are we doing? We already got some questions in the chat. Wow, all
Do we?
right.
Let
Yes,
me
sir.
see. I gotta pull this up. Happy to hear about it though.
How did everybody do last week?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Did we help? Did we blow it? Hopefully we didn't blow it, but
Hope not.
let us know. I'm pulling let me pull this up now so I can see the questions. But what do we got, John?
What's going on, David? What's going on, Mack?
What's going on, everybody?
We got David with the first question. Should I trade Travis Kelsey and Naji Harris for Derrick Henry? Yo, that's giving up a lot. I would not do that. I would not do that.
Yeah, I would not do that. I would keep Kelsey is still the best tight end to have on a week-to-week basis.
Yep.
And Najee Harris is going to get he's going to get a ton of checkdowns, like even more checkdowns now with Juju out for the rest of the season.
Yep.
No, I know Henry's probably the RB1 for the rest of the season. I know it's enticing to lock that in, but that's too much. The best tight end and a guy with RB1 upside for the rest of the season.
Derrick Henry's been getting like 30-plus touches a get, and I get why you want to give up a lot to get him, but
he's a shoo-in for
Najee
production.
Harris, I think he approaches 30 touches a game too every week, or at least 30 opportunities for touches every week.
Like it's a 20-touch floor.
Yeah, it's 20 touches on the ground floor, and then he's getting whatever he can through the air. So that's giving up way too much. So I would not do that, David. I would hold tight. But and you should be good. You should be good with that tandem. You shouldn't be looking to trade away. But Mac Young, we got OBJ, Julio, or JD McKissick for this week, half PPR. It's crazy that you got to ask that question.
Yeah, that's wild. You have to ask that question. First of all, yes, drop Ramondre Stevenson for Jerry Jeudy. I like Jeudy, for the second half.
He was the RB wide receiver 1 week 1.
Well, actually, is Damian Harris going to play tomorrow? Or he's questionable. Know. I think he's questionable. All right, so maybe you hang on to Harris, or maybe you hang on to Stevenson for a little bit longer.
He's questionable, yeah.
Questionable.
But even if the report is active, he's gonna be scaled back in his role. So.
Mm-hmm. So Ramondre Stevenson might mix in a little bit more. So maybe you.
Who else you got that you can drop besides?
He's got Odell and Julio as wide receiver options. So
yeah, but is there anybody else there?
Yeah. Right. Is there anybody else on your roster worth like?
Yeah, he's got. Oh, he says he's got Kyle Pitts and McKissick for Knox and Melvin Gordon.
Oh wow.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty impressive. I mean, for this week, I think I might go McKissick just because the Chiefs are giving up so many fantasy points to running backs. Julio first game back, coming back from injury. Odell, Odell and Baker Mayfield are just not on the same page, and they have never been.
No, it's not something.
I gotta see Beckham do it before and he might. He could. He should. He's been open. It's more on Baker. I put it on Baker. I don't put it on Odell.
No, there's been times when Baker's hit him right in the hands, and Odell has just dropped it straight outright. And this is also a week where we should be getting back Jarvis Landry.
I didn't see him designated to return. I think I would go McKissick. Chiefs are, and Terry McLaurin's banged up.
Yep.
I would go McKissick. In a matchup where the Chiefs give up lots of points to running backs. Yeah, I would go McKissick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mario.
We blew it for Mario.
I apologize, man.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I mean, Tony exploded against Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, nobody saw
I'm not sure how many people saw that coming. But, I mean, you can go back to Tony this week. You can go back to him this week. Daniel Jones is going to play, so that gives him a boost. I know he popped with Mike Glennon in there, but
right.
The Giants. I mean, yeah, we got to be off the Bears wide receivers. Like on a week-to-week basis, they're not trustworthy.
The game plan, just even with all the injuries that the Bears have to running backs, you'd think that they'd rely more on their pass catchers, considering they haven't thus far. But I think they're going to continue to just run it out there, which brings us to Khalil Herbert. If anybody's got him on their wire, or if anybody's got or just got him off the wire rather.
Here's my concern, John and Mario, with Tony this week. And this is kind of a rhetorical question because I don't expect anybody to be able to answer it. But who's Jalen Ramsey going to cover? Like Sterling Shepard is back. Kenny Golladay is out. Is he gonna? And Ramsey will just move around. It doesn't matter if it's outside, inside. Ramsey will follow a guy who's hot, or whether it's coming into the game or how the game is progressing. So, like, does he see Shepard or does he see Tony? Shepard in his first game back, after missing a few games with the hamstring injury. So, like, who does Jalen Ramsey cover? Again, Tony did it against another awesome corner last week in Diggs. Can he do it again against a guy like Ramsey? That's the question.
Right.
So if it's between Tony and Stevenson, or Ty is that Ty Johnson's on bye? The Jets are on bye.
Tyson.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would just either way.
I think it's. I guess either way. I guess I'm going Tony there.
Either way, I'm going Tony. Absolutely.
If Damian Harris is a surprise inactive, then I would say Stevenson should be in line for a good amount of work. But if Harris plays, which I think right now
he's going to get the targets,
expected,
just because there aren't enough, the offense is deficient right now.
I would go Tony. I don't know if it's going to be a situation where we're chasing points this week and Jalen Ramsey shuts him down. But yeah, he looked.
I know Shepard's going to be back, but they lost Saquon. The offense is talent deficient. They're going to use their number one pick after what he showed the past 2 weeks. It's not just the past week, because he had a great week 4 as well.
He'll be targeted. He'll be targeted.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Tony. And then Mack, I agree. If you want to, I would want to keep Bateman. I want to see him play, but I feel like he's closer to a cut at this point than Ramondre is, because Ramondre is closer to more playing time. As much as I like Bateman, he's missed time.
That again, it depends what your running back situation is. Right. But yeah, I'd be more inclined to hold on to Ramondre for one more week than to try to beat early on Bateman.
Yep.
What's
up, Slim? What's up, Jason?
Hey, Slim, what's going on, bro?
David asks
Jason, Eduardo, what's going on?
Knox or Pitts rest of season? I think we got this question last week.
Yeah,
did we get this question last week?
We got to reevaluate it every week. We got to reevaluate it every week.
No, I'm not saying not to ask the question. I'm because I'm pretty sure we did, and I went Pitts, you went Knox.
Yep.
Now they both had good weeks. They both had good games last week. So I think I think it's status quo for me. Maybe it is for you as well. Like, I still lean Pitts. Do you still lean Knox? They're both great. If you have them both, as far as I'm concerned, keep them both.
I still lean. I said last week that I leaned Knox because a lot of this was because he was playing the Chiefs, and a lot of it had to do with this Week 6 game. I do think his role, I'm not going to say gets scaled back, but might not be as prominent moving forward. So I'll go to Pitts. I'll go to Pitts because I think Stephon Diggs is going to start being more involved in that offense.
I still believe Diggs comes to life. He's too good not to.
Exactly. So I do think some of that production that we're seeing from Emmanuel Sanders and Dawson Knox does swing back the other way to Stephon Diggs and to a lesser extent Cole Beasley. Whereas I think Pitts, a lot of that offense that you see the output going to Cordarrelle Patterson and to Calvin Ridley, I think it ends up going to Kyle Pitts later on in the season. So I'm switching and going to
good.
I'm switching and
Pitts
going to Kyle
good.
Pitts. I'm switching and going to Kyle Pitts.
He was the only guy. He was the only
you
guy.
You were in on him early.
There.
You were in
I
on
know
him
it was the
early.
Jets. I'm not trying to victory lap. He had a great week 5. I know it was the Jets, but he was the only guy they had, and he came through.
Yeah. Looking like a wide receiver playing tight end.
He's going to be really good.
Yeah, he already is.
Yeah.
Or else I wouldn't put him over my boy Knox.
I still like Knox, but...
And Mario, hey, Mario, thanks for being so forgiving.
Yeah.
we'll try to advise you with.
We're gonna do our best on this.
Yeah, we'll try to get you a better advice this week and moving forward.
I think Tony is the option between those other guys, but Jason's got a question.
What's going on, Jason? Hey guys, would you guys rather start Kadarius Toney or Brandon Cooks? Cooks seems like a safer pick. I had Jalen Hurts and an op while Mike Evans.
The opponent had Mike Evans and Bucks D, so that's good. That's good for you. So he's in good. Okay, so Jason's like after Thursday. That's
Mike Evans did not pop last week or this past game.
The Bucks D was so. They gave up points. They didn't. They got some sacks, but.
Now Kadarius Toney or Brandon Cooks though. But back to Kadarius Toney or Brandon Cooks.
Cooks is playing the Colts, who have been giving up points to wide receivers this year.
I think you go back to Cooks. I think this is a Cooks week. We've seen 2 weeks. The past 2 weeks have been weeks to stay away from Cooks.
Some just brutal matchups.
But, Buffalo and New England. I think you go back to Cooks. Especially considering what we saw from Davis Mills last week. Davis Mills looked pretty good against Bill Belichick defense. You know what I mean? There's that whole narrative everybody always talks about rookie quarterbacks against Bill Belichick, and Davis Mills looked like a pro out there.
He lived to tell the tale.
And he wasn't using Brandon Cooks, so I think they'll make an emphasis to use their best player on offense.
Colts are giving up lots of points to wide receivers.
So I like Kadarius Toney a lot. But between him and Brandon Cooks, I'm going Brandon Cooks because Brandon Cooks was number 1 in air yards through 4 weeks.
Through the first 3 weeks?
4 weeks.
Through 4
Because even though he had the dud, he was he
was still getting targeted. Yeah.
Right. He was still leading the league in air yards. Yep. So thanks for the question, Jason. I would go Brandon Cooks.
I would go Cooks.
But that's a good decision to have to make. I like Kadarius Toney a lot. Eduardo, what's going on? Alex Collins or Damian Harris if healthy PPR?
I mean, Collins is Collins. He's going to get the work. Yep. Who else is Seattle going to give the work to? Like Travis Homer might mix in. Rashad Penny's not off IR yet. Collins. Harris is going to be limited. I mean, Harris might come through. But
Alex Collins is going to get the volume. Alex Collins is going to get the volume.
That's the only concern. It's a Geno Smith-led offense going into
It's not going to be good volume, but he's going to get the volume.
It's going to be volume.
Right.
I would go Collins.
That's what you chase.
They may run the ball even. Seattle loves to run the ball.
Yep.
Right. Yep. They love to run. They're going to run the ball even more with a backup quarterback. Collins. It might be ugly. You might be sweating it out for a little bit, but he could fall into the end zone in the second half. I would go Collins.
I would too. Let's keep things moving along. Slim Reaper, what is going on? Amon-Ra, Dan Arnold, or Jamal Williams flex this week?
I mean, the Lions are playing the Bengals. Bengals are they're not among the worst against the pass, but they're not good.
I think you go Jamal Williams.
You think Williams? They're going against the Bengals.
You continue to prop him up every week, and he continues to pull through every week because I keep on thinking that DeAndre Swift is going to at some point get the majority of the work here, and he doesn't. So I think this week I'm going to go Jamal Williams. His production has changed my mind.
The Bengals I do like Jamal Williams because the coaching staff likes him. He mixes in. The Bengals are 11th in points allowed to running backs. Let me see what the so that would be a plus for Jamal Williams. Let me see what the Lions are against the Bengals are against wide receivers. They're in the bottom half. They're better against the pass though. They're in the bottom half, or they're better. So maybe Jamal Williams. If it's full PPR, maybe Amon-Ra, but if it's half or standard, I think Jamal Williams is fine. Safe play.
We do have a video out that we did earlier this past week on Amon-Ra on whether or not he is the best wide receiver in that offense right now, and I think he is. So he's not a bad option to swerve to, like Nick said, if you are in PPR. But if you're in half PPR or standard, I think I still go Jamal Williams. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's probably going to burn me this week, and then I'll be off him again for the rest of the season.
Amon-Ra will catch 12 passes. I like Jamal. Jamal's got a good matchup. He gets involved every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamal.
Jorge Colon, what's going on? My receivers are Metcalf, Ridley, Jamar Chase, nice, and Michael Thomas comes back this week. Should I package one of them for a running back, or should I hold? My running back is Derrick Henry. Who else you got?
Well,
right below it, also have Elijah Mitchell, Javonte Williams, and Alex Collins, and Damian Harris.
I think you could.
I think you're all right. And if you're gonna move one, I think you move Michael Thomas. Because all the other ones are number ones right now. All the other ones are performing or should be performing like wide receiver ones. I think you move Michael Thomas because he's the unknown commodity there.
I think you might move Ridley. If you want to move, because Ridley's got more value right now.
Yeah.
Having been healthy.
We don't know if Michael Thomas is... We don't know if Michael Thomas... He's an unknown when he comes back.
He could come back and be a wide receiver one. Exactly. It's like, it's Pandora's box, right?
But it would be whether or not you bet on Calvin Ridley just continuing to be meh. I don't think that continues to happen.
I think the likelihood is a little bit higher because that Atlanta offense is kind of stagnant. I guess you could make the same argument for Metcalf if you're not a believer in Geno Smith, which that would also be fair.
True.
I think Derrick Henry makes it so that you don't have to, you don't have to worry. Like, what's your are you 3-2 or you 4-1? I feel like you should probably have a good record with Derrick Henry and those receivers.
Well, just looking at your team, looking at who you have at running back, you obviously did some good in-season management. You probably picked up Elijah Mitchell off the wire. You probably picked up Alex Collins off the wire. That's good in-season management. I don't think with that running back core, even though Damian Harris is out this week, he's a good running back going forward. We are both believers in Javonte Williams going forward. We've seen Melvin Gordon be banged up coming into the game 2 weeks in a row. Mm-hmm. Nick and I are both high on Elijah Mitchell for this season. Yeah, and Alex Collins is going to continue to get at least the workload moving forward.
I think you're fine.
I think you're fine. I think you can stay pat and ride Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I think you hold.
Yep.
Yeah. Hope we could help Mario. Hope we could help Mack. Pitts will go back. No, I think Pitts will be fine. I don't think Gage. Ridley and Patterson are doing their thing. I don't think Russell Gage impacts Pitts at this point. Gage has done nothing this year.
If I would have to bet on the 20-year-old, I think he's still 20. Best wide receiver prospect. He turned
21.
Best wide receiver prospect ever. Yeah. Or do I think the offense is to going to continue to operate through Cordarrelle Patterson, 31-year-old journeyman who's never done this before?
Yeah.
Again, I'm still under the Cordarrelle Patterson is great, and he should continue to be a wide receiver 2, running back 2 moving forward. But I think a lot of his production swings back Ridley and Pitts' way. I just do.
We got some questions and comments developing, so I want to kind of cruise through this a little bit. But yeah, I'm not worried about Pitts. Definitely Pitts over Knox.
Yeah.
Javonte, Khalil Herbert, Kadarius Toney, or Julio. I would say if Melvin Gordon is a surprise inactive, I'd go Javonte. Otherwise, I'm inclined to say Herbert. It might be a little dicey, but the Bears want to run the ball, and he's going to get all the work.
We saw him get 17 touches when he was sharing the workload. And now he's going to get pass catching work theoretically because there's nobody else in that offense except Ryan Nall.
I think a 15-touch floor is safe for Herbert.
Yep.
Mack got Calvin Ridley for Damian Harris and Marvin Jones. That's
great trade. Great deal.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Well done. Tyler, need help starting 3 this week. Tony, Shepard, Darrell Williams, Robinson, Bateman, Gesicki, and Andrews. Andrews you're playing.
Yep.
Andrews is your tight end. I think Darrell Williams is your flex. He's going to start. He's going to start for the Chiefs. The Washington defense is not scary. And then it's between Tony and Shepard, which is a tough call. I guess I would lean Tony.
I think you go Tony because you have Tua coming back this week, and it was Brissett who was hyper-targeting Gesicki and making him
I'm not worried,
tight end 1 based off of 12 targets a game.
Off Gesicki, yep.
Right. I think we go back to Tony because he's getting his quarterback 1 back who's going to have no choice but to target him. Whereas
Shepard first game back from an injury.
Right. I think Gesicki's going to be odd man out going forward in that offense.
Tony wide receiver, Andrews tight end, Darrell Williams flex.
to that point, if you can sell Gesicki, if you're in a season long, I would do it now. Probably not going to get higher value
be
than
tough.
you can.
Yeah, he might just end up being a drop in a couple weeks. Not yet, but see what happens.
Yeah.
Max got another question. Thoughts on Trey Sermon? What did he do last week? Mitchell got like all the work.
Yeah, I'm not holding Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon's.
I'd rather have Stevenson because he could get work this week. I'd rather have Stevenson.
Yeah. Holy crap.
And I'd rather hold Bateman.
He got 1 carry for 7
believe in
yards.
him.
I knew it was like 1 touch. Yeah, I'm
They
off
get
Sermon.
JaMychal Hasty back soon. They get Jeff Wilson back soon.
Jeff Wilson's coming back in a month. I'm off Sermon.
Right.
Yeah, he's not a hold. He's
Nope.
not a hold.
Surprising, but
Yeah,
we're there.
He's not a hold. We're there. Slim's on a 5-game win streak. Okay, so he's 5. So he's looking for he's going 6-0. Damn. There you go.
Can't do better than that.
Yeah, can't do better than 100%.
Can't do better than that. Big Kong, Mike Evans killed me. Oh, yo, he killed me too, dude.
So he needs someone to step up on his team. AJ Brown, Pittman, Joe Mixon, Zach Laviska, Zach Moss. You got to pick 2 between those. I mean, I guess, did you go the running backs, Joe? I mean, Mixon, I feel like has to be in your lineup. And who are the Bills? Bills are playing the Titans. They're giving up.
Yep.
I think they're giving up pretty decent production.
And the Bills are surprisingly top 4 right now in rushing attempts per game through the 2021 season, which is crazy considering where they were at last season.
Okay, I was a little off base. The Tennessee Titans are 13th in points allowed to running backs, so not as high as I originally thought. Still, I mentioned this to you earlier in the week, John. I like Zach Moss this year because of the Bill. One, because of the offense, but also because of the Bills' defense. The Bills' defense is awesome. They're kicking ass this year, and they're going to keep that team they're going to make it difficult for opposing offenses. That defense is good. Look what they did to Kansas City.
Shit.
No,
Kansas City is not a good defense. They don't have a good defense.
I'm talking about what they did to their offense.
Oh, right. Well, they don't have.
I'm talking about what the Bills' defense did to the Kansas City offense. The Bills' defense is awesome. I think Zach Moss is a direct beneficiary of that because he's getting the work over Devin Singletary. I'm inclined to say Mixon and Moss. A.J. Brown is real enticing and is the dude who he could pop. And he's off to a slow start. He could pop on one play. That's all it takes. But to that point, Tre'Davious White, right now, until A.J. Brown, who himself admitted this week that he's on a pitch count.
Well, no, A.J. Brown played 92% of snaps this past week. He's saying he's on a pitch count, and he's saying he's going to be on a pitch count until week 10. But by his snap counts, he played 92% of snaps last game, and he got a fair amount of work, and he didn't reel in he didn't
65%.
He didn't put up that league-winning week that we are used to expecting out of A.J. Brown, and we got Julio Jones coming back.
I think you go Mixon. I think you go Mixon and Moss. I think AJ Brown's
just stay away one more week. One more week. Stay away from AJ Brown for one more week.
He gets Kansas City. AJ Brown gets Kansas City next week. You fire him up then.
Yep. What's going on, Michael LaRocca?
What's going on?
Ranking order. PPR. Chuba Hubbard, Devonta Booker, Darrell Williams, Khalil Herbert.
I go probably who are the Panthers playing? The Panthers are playing. I should know this. I have their defense. They're playing
Vikings.
The Vikings. I think I would go. They're at home. I think I would go Hubbard 1 because McCaffrey's just out of the picture. I would go Hubbard 1. I think I would go Williams and Herbert are a toss-up for me. Williams maybe because of the offense, but McKinnon is in the background. Khalil Herbert
it's Khalil Herbert over Darrell Williams for me.
I'm not going to argue that. I said, it's a coin flip. If you want to put Herbert ahead of Williams and kind of say it kind of
because
confidently, you're not going to get an argument.
Are you hoping for 17 touches for Darrell Williams?
Khalil
Herbert got
15.
that right. Khalil Herbert got that last week while splitting touches with Damian Williams. So I would go Khalil Herbert over Darrell Williams. I think he gets more work, and then I think Devonta Booker is last.
I agree. Do you put Herbert over Chuba?
No.
I don't. Okay.
No.
Right.
Better offense.
Hubbard,
better offense, and he's gonna. I expect Chuba to get a fair amount of work too.
More trustworthy offense in Carolina. Yeah.
Yep.
Hubbard, Herbert, Williams, Booker.
Yep.
That's the order. Slim's got astrology for us.
Yo, again, I love it. The astrology leans towards Pitts and Matty Ice having a better second half, and Allen and Knox having better chemistry in the beginning.
We're creeping up on the second half already. We're already at week 6, so maybe Knox this week for sure. Pitts is on bye, but week 8, week 9 onward, we're gonna rock with Pitts, Matty Ice, and their astrology signs. I'm down with it.
I'm down with it too. Hugo, thank you for joining us. Should I play Beasley or Van Jefferson? I have Woods and Higbee already playing, so Jefferson might not. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, in a vacuum, I might save Van Jefferson, but considering you have Woods and Higbee already playing, I think I would swerve to Beasley. I think there are better days for Beasley ahead.
Titans are bad against the pass. They give up tons of points to wide receivers. I say Beasley.
Yep. But I really do like Van Jefferson moving forward. He's an exciting second-year player.
Yeah, but I would go Beasley.
Yep.
Rams are playing the Giants. This could be like a quiet game for Van. The Rams might not have to do too much to win.
Yo, Mack, that's tough, man. I'd want to pull the trigger. I'd want to pull the trigger, but I mean, if your team is too deep,
is he the one who says Sermon? Who asked us about Sermon? Sorry.
He said thoughts on Trey Sermon. I'm holding. So yeah, drop Trey Sermon
for Judy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Do that right now. Do that yesterday.
Do that.
Jorge, you're 3-2. Good to see you have a winning record.
On.
Good job.
We missed something on Theo. How do you guys handle rebuilds? Personally, I'm just trying to snag as many future picks possible for all my old guys and hoping to filter those into trades for younger players come draft time.
I do not see this one.
It was after after Big Colin said Mike Evans killed me. He said he needed 2, and I jumped down to him. I skipped Theo, intending to go back to him, but I didn't until now.
All right, I see it now. I refreshed my chat. I see you.
How do you guys handle rebuilds? I mean, we've kind of
blow it up.
Through this.
If I got older players, I swap them for younger players. Even if I have 27-year-old players, I'm trying to get 24-year-old players, and I'm trying to get as many picks as I can, and I'm hoping that in 2 years I have it turned around. So I'm looking at my roster and trying to get as many people that I project 2 years out to still be relevant, which means not letting go of all your running backs. You kind of just have to divulge yourself of all your running backs just because they are shorter term assets, and you try to get wide receivers on your team just because they have 8-year windows if they hit. So that is my route. Go get wide receivers. Trade your running backs for wide receivers.
He has been doing that too. I know he's been swapping guys for picks.
Yep.
For a while now. Like, I think the target is maybe 2023. So, yeah. I mean, I know John's word. It's like, what's the point of holding on to your assets if you're in the toilet? Like, if you stink, unload.
And don't feel bad about it. Right.
Right.
Because you got to think 2 years down the road, is this 26-year-old running back that you really like and have high hopes for going to be...
Right, he's not going to help you.
Right. Chances are he's Mark Ingram or something.
Yeah. So, yeah, blow it up.
And I will say, go get young tight ends with high RAS scores.
You're all about that RAS life.
Yes, sir.
Mack, again, drop Sermon for Judy. Jorge's 3-2, should be 4-1. So yeah, you're in good shape. And tight end Knox and Goddard.
Yep.
Goddard gets a boost with Ertz. Yeah, I say sit, hold pat. Let them come to you. Let your league mates come to you.
Yeah, you got a winning record. You don't got to make any drastic moves.
Yeah. Nope. You're good.
Especially if you should be 4-1, right?
Right.
Rico Baptiste, thank you for joining us. Pittman or Myers flex?
Pittman? Right? I think I would go Pittman.
I think you go Pittman too. I like Myers a lot. I like Mac Jones, but I think you go Pittman.
Myers might see Trayvon Diggs.
Carson Wentz kind of came back to life again, but we do have to account for the fact that they do get T.Y. Hilton back.
They get T.Y. back.
So he's going to steal some targets away from Pittman. That could be a favorite target for Carson Wentz moving forward. We really don't know how that's going to shake out, even though T.Y. is old, which we really just don't know. I would still go Pittman.
I would
still go Pittman.
It's close, but Myers might see Diggs. Houston I think Houston's given up lots of points to wide receivers.
Yep. John Wagner, thank you for joining us. Tony or Allen Robinson? Again, I can't believe we have to answer some of these questions. Allen Robinson.
Actually, Houston's in the bottom half, but I think
I'm going Tony there. That's crazy. I think I'm going Tony over Allen Robinson.
Bears are playing the Packers, who don't have Jair Alexander, correct?
I am not sure.
I haven't seen if Jair Alexander is Jair Alexander healthy. I need to look that up. But yeah, I mean, Tony might see Jalen Ramsey. Dang, I don't. I'm not sure.
I mean, has Allen Robinson given you a week this year? No, right?
No.
And there isn't any help coming.
Jair Alexander is on IR. So let's put Allen Robinson misses Jair Alexander. So that helps. Like, that absolutely helps. Jair Alexander is one of the better.
And they lost their pass catching back. They're going to have to rely on one that doesn't do it very well. I still have to go Tony there just because we haven't seen anything from Allen Robinson.
I know.
And at this point, I have to assume something's really off there. Like, they don't have a connection at all.
Tony. Ugh, crap. That's going to burn us. But I'll say Tony.
Yeah.
That's so difficult, but Tony.
Yep.
Slim. Gaskin, Herbert, or Jamal start 2.
Gaskin came back to life last week. I did
not
see that happening, but I think the smart money is to go Herbert here, just because I think he's just going to get
Jamal.
All the touches. Yep, Herbert and Jamal. I don't know if Gaskin comes in and replicates that again. New quarterback, right? He's not going to get 10 targets this week from Tua. You wouldn't expect.
Yeah. Brissett to the point about checking it down. Jacoby Brissett checked it down to Myles Gaskin.
Yep.
Might not be the same situation with Tua.
That's a wait and see for Gaskin. It might be a sell high on Gaskin too. And we got another question from Joshua. Gaskin or Waddle for flex? I'd go Waddle. I'd go
Full
Waddle.
PPR, Waddle. No Devontae Parker. Obviously no Will Fuller. Waddle. They're playing Jacksonville. How many points? Jacksonville is. All these teams who I think are like terrible against wide receivers for fantasy are better than I thought, but like they're still giving up 23, fantasy points per game to wide receivers.
There you go.
Waddle.
Yeah, I'd go Waddle without thinking about it too much.
Waddle.
Kevin Martinez, what's going on? What's going on with CMC?
That's a great question.
And what should I ask for Lamar Jackson if I was trying to trade him?
I mean, is it one quarterback or super flex? Like, what do you need to let us know? Like, what do you need? What could you use an improvement on? And is it one quarterback or two? As for McCaffrey, I mean, he's missed a lot of time dating back to last year. This is a concern. John, I think at this point, can we expect a full workload for McCaffrey? I'll answer my own question. I don't think the answer is yes. I think it's no whenever he comes back, which is. He's going to be out another month, basically, like another three more weeks. He's already missed.
I think we have to
couple of games.
I mean, I think we have to expect the same from Saquon going forward. I think both of these guys are going to be the guys where their workloads are going to be scaled back, and we're going to be seeing another running back in there. Now,
I'm more concerned about McCaffrey.
I'm more concerned about McCaffrey too because of the presence of Chuba there. They just drafted a rookie who, by all accounts, was electric in college, right? Pre-injury.
Yeah, I don't think it even has anything to do with Chuba versus Devontae Booker. It's just McCaffrey. Saquon started to look like himself again week 3 and week 4, and then he just rolled his ankle.
True.
McCaffrey has been linger. These are like soft tissue things, like in and out of the lineup last year.
And you saw this coming. You wrote articles, you made videos. I'm gonna throw credit your way. If any of you day ones are out there, you saw Nick's article when he posted it back when we had no subs.
I did an article last year about McCaffrey's workload. I mean, I applied the same logic to Derrick Henry this year and got it wrong. So the point
everybody can perennially.
He's a monster.
He's another
McCaffrey is maybe an RB2 for the rest of the season, like with RB1 upside, but he's not. Forget overall.
Would you be
RB1.
trying to trade him and something for David Montgomery? I think I might.
I am not there yet.
I think
not
I might.
There. Like McCaffrey still got. I mean, to me, you have to hold McCaffrey if you have him. I think you have to hold him
for David Montgomery and something else. I think I would do that.
If you got something else, if it was McCaffrey for Montgomery and a healthy piece, like a healthy wide receiver. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then yeah.
I think
yes. Then I would do that. Then I would do that. He's a question mark until further notice, Kevin.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too.
What's up, Mr. Heinen? Mooney or Amon-Ra?
What's going on, bro?
I think it's. I mean, I like Mooney. He could have his weeks. This Bears passing offense though is questionable. I mean, if I'm off Allen Robinson, I guess I can give a boost to Mooney, but I don't think being off Allen Robinson is a testament to Mooney at this point. It's a concern about the Bears passing game.
Right. I think it's Amon-Ra here. I
think Amon-Ra.
Right, with Cephas going out, I think it's Amon-Ra.
How many points are the Packers giving up to wide receivers? They're in the bottom 5. Well, I guess a lot of that might have to do with Jair. But still, I go Amon-Ra.
Yep. But thanks for joining us, Mr. Heinen. As always, Mario Marchucci.
And then Kevin, let us know like what your roster situation is like if you are actually trying to like trade Lamar. Anyway, Mario,
your thoughts on Ty?
Yeah, I mean he does feast against the Texans, but I mean I can't expect a full snap count.
I mean that was with Andrew Luck, man. Like
he did it with everybody.
Okay,
he did it with. I remember he did it with Jacoby Brissett. He does it with T.Y. Hilton. It's chalk. Lock it in. T.Y. Hilton kills Houston. Like it's money in the bank, but. He's not going to be – I can't imagine he's on a full snap count tomorrow. I can't.
No, coming back from neck surgery?
Nah, I can't
First week back?
it.
Yeah.
I think you go Tony. He's the healthy one. He flashed last week. I think you got to – as awesome as the matchup is for T.Y. and as awesome as the history is of this matchup
and
with T.Y. against
he's
Houston.
32. I think you go with the young guy. I think you
got to go Tony. We got to go Tony.
Again, Tony's done it over the past 2 weeks, not the past week.
Sorry, you're right. He exploded last week, but he still put in a really strong week 4.
Mm-hmm. CJ Barnett, what's going on? Should I put Tony at flex or keep Cooper? I also got CD. Wow.
You have both. Can you play CD and Cooper? Like, play them both.
I would too.
Got to play them both if you can.
That's a crazy stack. Do you have Dak too?
Yeah, for real. Or if you don't, try to get him.
Eric Lanier, Khalil Herbert.
Javonte. There's a lot of Herbert versus Javonte Williams I've been seeing this week.
Yep. And for this week, I'm going Herbert over Javonte. But for the rest of the season, I'm definitely going Javonte.
For sure, because Damian Williams will be back, and so will David Montgomery.
Right.
I go Herbert this week because of what I expect is a higher floor for
especially
workload.
in standard. Yeah, if it was PPR, maybe it would be different. It might go Tony, but standard.
If Melvin Gordon is a surprise inactive, surprise inactive, so I don't expect it, but if he is, then Javonte. But if Gordon plays as expected, then Herbert.
Twan, thanks for joining us. Do I drop CEH? Oh, dude.
No.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
No, sir.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. I'm sorry. I don't know.
It's crazy that you gotta think about these things, but like, no.
No.
Hold on to him.
Yep. Jorge, keep Devontae Smith or don't drop Devontae Smith for Bateman. Don't do that.
No, you're basically hoping that Bateman's gonna come in and do what Devontae Smith has done thus far.
Bateman, the argument for Bateman is he's not going to have to be the number one wide receiver like Devontae has to be for Philadelphia, which is a worse passing offense. Therefore, like you could argue, Bateman's got an easier role that he's stepping into, but he has
the work's not going to be
so much time.
I think the fact that
Sammy Watkins is out.
Right, but I think the fact that Devonta Smith is the number one means that they're just going to have to continue going back to that well Whereas Rashad Bateman is just kind of like a luxury piece for that offense going forward, and we don't know how he's going to fit in. Whereas we know that Devonta Smith is, while the game plans might be weird and just
the Philly offense,
he's going to be,
the game plan is stupid.
He's going to be one of the most involved people in that offense without question. Mm-hmm. We can't say the same for Rashad Bateman until we see it work itself out. Mm-hmm. And Slim, no Jair, no Kevin King,
that was for Allen Robinson versus Tony. Yeah. I think I still go Tony. I can't believe that.
Until we see it from Justin Fields in this Bears offense, you have to.
I mean, they did it. There's been middling success.
Mooney had a 200-yard week, and Mooney
had an 18 point half PPR week 4.
Fields
but then he dudded again. Then he dudded again last week.
And he's not scoring touchdowns. He's not throwing interceptions, but he's not throwing touchdowns.
I mean, the Bears might throw more tomorrow because they're playing the Packers.
Yeah. Yeah, Judy on your bench instead of Sermon. That's a good look.
I like that better. That better. Yeah, happy to help.
Yep. Joe Santo, thanks for joining us.
What's up, Joe? Thoughts on Pitts rest of the season?
Yeah, his roles just continue to grow. Yeah,
Top 5 tight end. Top 5 tight end rest of the year.
Yep. Cooper, in the rain, or Tony? What's going on, Bass Bully TV?
I can't. You gotta play Cooper.
He's the wide receiver one.
You gotta play Cooper. I know it's I know weather sucks. Like
start your
rain's a pain in the ass, but Cooper. I know it's dicey.
Outside of Allen Robinson, start your studs.
Allen Robinson's not a stud this year.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Jorge, I also stashed Marlon and Mack just in case. All right.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he could. There's still two more weeks. They didn't move it's week 8, right? It's the trade deadline. They didn't move it back with the extra game. I think it's still week 8. So in 2 weeks we'll know if Mack is worth a hold or not.
Right.
Could look like a really smart move.
And we just put up a video this past week on Marlon Mack. So if anybody's interested in hearing our thoughts on it, go check out that video.
We did.
Leatis Tremad, Brandon Cooks, Waddle or St. Brown, half PPR. Pick one. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, I think it's Cooks.
I'd go Cooks too. Again, we went over this
Waddle
earlier.
Is
it's going to swing back, and be a Cooks week.
Waddle is enticing, but Waddle might do. This might be a Kyle Pitts situation for Jalen Waddle this week, where he's like the guy.
Yeah, but Brandon Cooks is the guy.
Brandon Cooks is also the guy. It's just a worse offense.
I would go Brandon Cooks. I would go Brandon Cooks.
I would go Cooks.
Yeah. Derrick Henry is just different, dude. Derrick Henry is just something else. JJ, thanks for joining us. Khalil Herbert or Kadarius Toney? We mentioned this earlier. Depending on what format you're in, if you're in standard, Khalil Herbert. If you're in half PPR, Kadarius Toney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yo, Slim, thanks for the hashtag. You already know.
Yeah, love that. Love the hashtag.
Big Kong Broncos DST. Yes, beats up on Derek Carr.
Okay, so bench your Raiders this week.
Hey, I don't know. The situation could go either way. I'm inclined to say that Vegas puts out a good outing this week.
Where is that game? Is that who's I should know this. I have Javonte Williams. It's a home game for Denver. Raiders going into the altitude. I mean, as a franchise, they're familiar with that. They play there every year, but I like might like Javonte Williams this week. It's a pretty good matchup. What are the Raiders giving up to running backs? I think it's a lot. They're in the top half.
Oh yeah, they never draft the right people.
I've been so wrong about this. They are they're middle of the pack, but still. Okay, no, I still like Herbert over Williams for just this week.
Yep.
But okay, stream the Broncos defense basically.
Yeah. Mario, hey, you're welcome.
Hope we get this one right. Thanks
for
right
tuning in.
Time.
Yeah, we'll better days in the future for sure. Anthony Garcia, PPR flex, Robert Woods or Chuba. You gotta go. Ooh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Robert Woods has seen a resurgence over the past few weeks.
Rams are playing the Giants.
I think
Panthers are playing the Vikings. I feel like I'm inclined to say in PPR, we've been like pushing based on the scoring. We push the position.
Right.
Not that that's like
but
foolproof.
Chuba's
I think I go
a fair amount of targets.
I think I go Woods.
You're going Woods?
I think I go Woods.
Didn't he have like a 24-point week last week?
Yeah, he caught like 12 for 150.
I don't expect it to be a ton of like an offensive output game for the Giants, so I don't know how much the Rams are going to be throwing the ball and needing to rely on them. Whereas Chuba's going to be a focal point.
I think the full PPR, I want to play Woods. I'd play Woods. Who are your running backs?
I want to play Chuba. We're going to be split on this. We're going to be split on this. Yep. This is the first split of the night.
Let's throw it to the chat. Woods or Chuba in full PPR? What's everybody think? We're split on that.
Because Chuba's still being involved, right? Chuba's still being
he's
involved
in the starting
in the pass game was what I mean.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the PPR diagnosis, it's not as bad in favor of Woods. I wouldn't swing me that much. If it was a Khalil Herbert, where I don't expect him to get a ton of pass work, I would go Woods. But Chuba's going to get pass catching work, targets. Right? Yeah. So they just let go of They just traded Dan Arnold. They're still trying to figure out that. He's gonna be involved in the pass game, dude. I think it's Chuba over Woods, and I'm sorry if it's another Woods week.
I go Woods. I go Woods. John goes Chuba. We're split. I'm interested to see what the chat thinks about that. In full PPR, what do you think?
Slim with the kicker question. Oh man.
I already know my answer to this. So he's. If you're streaming kicker, Slim, is Evan McPherson available? It's my only question. Is Evan McPherson available? If he is, that's my guy this week.
Is Mason Crosby available?
No, I don't want him. I don't want him. I would go Evan McPherson in the dome against the Lions. They're giving up a ton of points this year to opposing offenses. I think McPherson rights the ship a little bit this week after a couple of misses. Again, no elements to deal with. Soft matchup. Evan McPherson is my streamer this week.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, Slim, if McPherson is available, he's my guy. Yep. If he's not, let's come back to the drawing board.
Outlaw kickers in fantasy altogether. I don't
know what we're saying no to, but
Alexandros, no, yeah, I don't know. But hit us with the question. Thank you for joining us. You already know. Mack, people in my league already texted you dropped Sermon for Judy. Yeah, they will
let him sleep.
They will see.
Let him sleep.
Yeah, let him waste that roster spot on Sermon. Yep.
Let him sleep.
Yep. CJ Barnett, I got Lamar as my quarterback, but I got Cooper and CD with Herbert. Okay. Got all the Chicago running backs with CMC. Oh man, but hey, come fantasy playoffs if we
hold Montgomery.
Right.
Hold Montgomery. Don't sell.
Yep. Basketball knowledge. Thanks for joining us, Alex Collins. I'm on Ross St. Brown. Kadarius Toney. Full PPR pick 2.
Collins and Toney.
Because I don't think Alex Collins is the running back that gets pass catching work. I think that goes to DJ Dallas.
Or Travis Homer.
Could be, but I don't think so. I'm not a huge fan of Leotis.
Okay.
Or
no,
Leotis, Travis, yeah.
Travis Homer. I thought his name was Leotis. You're thinking of an old Bills cornerback, you Homer.
Hey.
So so you're going Tony.
Hey, didn't he win a Super Bowl with you guys? Shut up.
No.
He was on the Eagles after the Bills.
No, that was Ronald Darby.
No, Leotis McKelvin was on the Eagles.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
I can't remember. So are you saying St. Brown and Toney, or are you saying I think Collins and Toney?
I'm saying St. Brown and Toney. Go full wide receivers.
I think I go the running. Let's see, we're split on that again.
I think DJ Dallas sees more work in the pass game than we think.
And
I think Alex Collins, you're hoping for a touchdown because I don't think he gets to 100 yards on the ground. So I think you're hoping.
I'm on Ra. Okay, I can see Amon Ra having like a slightly safer floor in full PPR.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. The wide receivers.
And I'm glad I got it right.
There you go.
Good shit.
Thanks for subbing.
Yeah, absolutely. CJ Barnett. Should I drop Myers for Waddle?
Feels like a lateral move almost. Like they're both pretty. Like I wouldn't hate having both.
Do you have anybody else you can drop for Waddle?
Yeah.
Does it have to be Myers?
Yeah, does it have to be Myers? I don't want to drop Myers. I know he'll never score a touchdown ever, but he's still productive.
Twan Taylor, do I hold on to Marlon Mack? Yeah, we went over this for two more weeks.
Sure.
Just see how it goes.
For 2 more weeks, sure.
See how it goes.
Or if he gets traded after this week, like whatever. See what happens. Yeah, I mean, if you're not pressed to like have to do something to like get somebody into your starting lineup, then sure. Hold.
Durko 04, half PPR. Stevenson, Ramondre, if Harris is out, or Sony Michel. The other start will be Zach Moss. Hell yeah, you start Zach Moss. Hit hard by running back injuries. That's not a bad person to have to start, despite being hit by running back injuries. We hope he can survive them and stay alive. But I would go.
Do you go Stevenson?
If Harris is out, I go Harris. If Harris is out, I go Stevenson.
If Harris is in and what we expect to be like limited or Stevenson mixes in more, do you still go Stevenson? I think I'm inclined to go Michelle.
Do you? I mean, outside of that week one,
or not
week one, that 1 week where Darrell Henderson was out, has he done much?
Yeah, I mean, in the week 5, Thursday night, he got 11 half PPR points. He scored a touchdown on the goal line.
There you go.
I would say Sony if Harris is in and Stevenson if Harris is out.
There you go. I can't disagree with that, so I'm gonna go with that too. Yeah. Big Kong, I have a tactical question. I'm 5-0 and my lineup is set. I dropped my starting kicker to pick up Khalil Herbert, though. Should I fire someone to pick up a kicker?
So let's see.
So basically, can you make it through this week without a kicker and hopefully pick up the win? And if you pick up the loss, then you're still 5-1.
You're still 5-1. I'm gonna just assume, John, you in our keeper league, we have a payout for most points scored for the regular season. So I'm gonna maybe assume you don't have like a payout like that. If you get any payouts for most points, which I like as a payout option because I just like multiple payouts. If you don't get anything for most points scored, then and you feel confident about the matchup going in, like if you like your chances, like regardless of your record,
but
if you just like your chances this week.
If you're picking up, who else do you have to drop? If you're picking up Khalil Herbert, and it's not to play him this week, then why are you picking up Khalil Herbert?
Then Herbert's probably just the drop.
Right, because then it's 3 more weeks of maybe being the nominal starter until David Montgomery, until the bye, and then David Montgomery comes back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're picking up Herbert this week and you're gonna play him, but you're not playing to win, then I don't know if you should be stashing Herbert. I think you just pick up the win and keep it moving. You obviously got a squad if you're 5-0.
Right.
Can you try to work out? Can you work out a last minute trade with somebody for Herbert while he's a hot name? His name will never be hotter than it is right now. And Nick and I were having this conversation before the stream about Tyson Williams, and we were referencing
strike
in Dynasty. I should have sold right at week 1, right after he had that week 1. I should have sold, and I didn't. I got cute in every place I had him in. So, maybe you don't get cute with Khalil Herbert, even though we're all expecting him to get a decent workload this week. Maybe try to sell Khalil Herbert if you can.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Deerco says,
I'm good with that strategy. We're getting the Chuba versus Woods. Oh, Slim doesn't have Evan McPherson available. Is Chris Boswell available? Like Pittsburgh against Seattle, I expect Pittsburgh to get some points against Seattle.
Why are you swerving off of the number 1 kicker you have right now?
Was that Nick Folk?
Yeah, just continue to rock with them. I mean, if McPherson isn't there, then rock with the number 1 kicker right now.
He's playing Dallas. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're at home, right? The Patriots are. The weather. The concern is the weather.
Yes.
That's the concern. What's it gonna be like in Foxborough on Sunday evening?
No idea.
Okay, so it's I'm looking it up right now. I'm gonna look at these kickers. If you could, what's the next question?
I mean, where we at? My chat needs to be refreshed. Something's going on with my internet.
Oh,
y'all.
actually, the weather's not bad. No, yeah, I think Folk is fine. Folk is fine to just stick in there. And we're getting some Woods versus Chuba answers. Vincenzo, Tony, or Booker in my flex. What's the scoring? We're close to. I mean, I think we're close to wrapped up.
I would say Tony over Booker. I'm not. I mean, we did see when Wayne Gallman was in last year, he was, I think, RB 16 in points per game for the games that he was filling in for Saquon Barkley last season. So if the running back can be competent, there is a valuable role in the Giants' offense. But I'm not ready to say Devontae Booker is.
He did well in
Wayne Gallman. I think Wayne Gallman's a little better of a running back, a little more explosive at least at doing running things.
Tony Maybe feels like the safer bet to be involved.
I would go Tony there, and it's half PPR. I would go Tony there. I'll go Tony there.
Yeah.
Slim, get those links up. Hey, thanks, Slim. Appreciate it,
man.
Appreciate it. Basketball knowledge. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your questions. And we will be on again tomorrow, in between for however long it is there, in between the end of the London game to the 1 p.m. kickoff. So come join us then too if you have any last minute questions too.
Yeah, it might be a half hour, might be less, but we'll be on.
And Vincenzo need a wide receiver and flex. Emmanuel Sanders, Tony Booker, and AJ Brown.
Is AJ Brown enough of a tier break there? I think he is.
Emmanuel Sanders has been as good of a wideout as Stephon Diggs has through 5 games. So
I would be fine with plugging Sanders in. I would be fine with plugging in Sanders.
I think that continues for at least one more week. I think you could need one wide receiver and a flex. I'd be comfortable with Sanders. And then the question for me is Tony or AJ Brown.
I think I gotta say AJ there.
I think you go AJ.
I think that's enough of a tier break where I gotta suck it up and hope for the best with AJ Brown. It's both bad matchups. One's seeing Tre'Davious White, the other might see Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
I would go slight edge to AJ Brown just based off of he's a much more proven player, and I know it's been not great so far this year, but that's enough of a tier break for me where I gotta go AJ Brown.
Yeah, me too. And Mack, hey, sorry for not getting to your complete question when you had it above Julio or
crap.
OBJ.
Sorry, Matt. Odell.
Julio coming back from injury in an offense.
Odell.
We're not sure how much of a role he's going to have against a really good defense versus Odell. Getting Jarvis back. Do you go Odell?
I don't think Jarvis is.
Are you thinking for
Jarvis
this
wasn't
week?
Activated. Yeah, I think the question
he's designated to return. Is it this week or is it just for the rest of the season?
Landry will not play.
If it's the rest of the season, I'm going Julio. If it's this week, I'm going OBJ. If Landry is not out like Nick, or is
Landry's
not
out
playing like Nick.
So this week
he's
Odell.
Designated to return. He's got a 3-week timetable. That's what I saw.
Right. This week Odell.
Yep.
And actually for the next couple weeks maybe Odell. Yeah.
Until Julio gets his legs underneath him and can start.
I'm not ready to say Julio rest of season, even though it hasn't been pretty for Odell yet. This week, Odell.
Once Jarvis comes back, I feel like Odell is just a wide receiver 4, and Julio might be the same, but less.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I don't love either one. But Odell.
One's more of a passing offense, and it's the Tennessee is more of a passing offense when they're on. So my edge would be Julio when everybody's healthy in both offenses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
But OBJ for now. Twan, should I start A.J. Brown or Zach Moss in my flex? I think he goes Zach
I think you go Moss. I think you go Moss.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
but you got to go Zach Moss for this week, and then you go A.J. Brown moving forward.
Yep.
And well, matchup dependent, but moving forward. C.J. Barnett. I got Tyler Boyd, but
don't drop Boyd. Don't drop Boyd. That's like to pick up Waddle. Man, expand the rosters in that league.
Yeah.
Get an extra roster spot in that league.
Yep. Joe Santo, should I play Booker or Gaskins? Flex, full PPR. I think Booker has the defined role out of necessity, and we're not sure if it's going to be a Malcolm Brown week or if it's going to be a Salvon Ahmed week or if Gaskins is going to get all that much work to begin with, even if he is the number one there. And
Tua being back. I know, Gaskin popped last week, but Tua being back.
Folk has injury questions, Slim. I did not take kicker injury analysis into
which you need to, because Robbie Gold burned me a couple weeks ago where it was like, oh, he's hurting pregame.
All right, well then, I mean, what's the problem with going Greg Joseph number 3 right now against Carolina D if you got him?
Because Carolina's D is solid. Carolina's defense is solid.
Yeah, they're gonna hold him to field goals.
I would say like a Boswell. I would look for like a Chris. Is Chris Boswell available? If not him, maybe like a.
I'm not the kicker guy. Don't go to me for kicker advice.
Is McManus out there? I don't know. Is Mason? I mean, maybe Mason. Maybe you do go Mason Crosby. Shoot. Is Boswell available? Boswell would be a decent. I like him against Seattle's defense is bad. If Boswell's there, I would go Boswell.
Yeah, and there's a possibility for being a lot of short fields with Geno Smith.
With Geno Smith, right? Yeah. If
Maybe
he's not available, there's
right.
the formula.
This is why you go to Nick for that kicker advice.
Yeah,
he's on
kicker extraordinaire. Try to find a situation where a backup quarterback or a low end quarterback is being played, and then get the opponent's kicker. Short fields, stuff like that.
One way to think about it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yo, Marshall Sinclair, a crunchy or smooth peanut butter? Yo, I'm a crunchy dude.
Are you?
Give me that crunchy peanut butter, yo.
I like smooth peanut butter.
Yeah.
I like the smooth
All right. Well, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight about that one.
We can.
Do you have like a particular Skippy, Jiff, Peter Pan? Where you going? All natural?
Peter Pan is solid. I remember liking Peter Pan as a kid. That was my go-to if it was like a PB&J day or for lunch or something. Yeah.
There you go.
Smooth. What about you?
Oh yeah, are you a peanut butter and jelly person? Peanut butter and banana? Where are you going?
Honestly, I would usually just go straight peanut butter. It was just peanut butter. I didn't do jelly. I didn't do banana. I dabbled with both. More jelly was more frequent. You know what I did for a short time? I don't do this anymore because I don't like whipped things. Whipped cream is not my thing. What's that? Is it fluff? Is that what it's called? What's the peanut butter fluff?
I never messed with any of that stuff.
Peanut butter fluff. Yeah, I had an episode. I had a stretch, maybe for a few months, where that was my jam. Not anymore.
Well, there you go. There's the deep dive on peanut butter.
This is the hard hitting content that we come on to give you guys. So yeah.
Yep. Hey, Durko, appreciate
you
thanks
for tuning in, Durko.
Daggers, nice to see you. 12 team, half PPR, pick 2, flex, Pollard, Chenault, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Hunter Henry.
For wide receivers?
I mean, you think it's going to be a Zeke game, or do you think it's going to be a Pollard game?
Yeah, the Cowboys are playing the Patriots. I think they're decent against the run.
Chenault's going to have to get all the work.
The Patriots are in...
I think I go the wide receivers.
The Patriots are 9th in the NFL in points against running backs. They're good. They're in the top 10.
I think I go the wide receivers.
I think I do too. I think I go Visca. Again, no DJ Chark. And the Dolphins are without Xavier Howard. That's big.
True.
They still have Byron Jones, but there's no Xavier Howard. So, on any given play, Chenault gets a break. I would go Chenault and St. Brown. I don't hate Hunter Henry as a flex, but...
No, we've been fans of
his. St. Brown's just got a better. St. Brown's got a better matchup. The Cowboys are just better on defense.
Yeah, I'm going the wide receivers there. But thanks for the question, Daggers. Vincenzo, yeah, up above, yeah. AJB going up against the Bills.
Right,
defense.
he's dicey.
Yep.
It's dicey.
How y'all
But
feel
a guy
about
like Kadarius Toney, that's a tier. Like, no disrespect to Kadarius Toney, that's enough of a tier break for me where it's like I gotta play AJ.
CJ Barnett? How y'all feel about Hunter Henry? Gronk is hurt. I mean, we like we said before, just with Dagger's question, we like Hunter Henry. He is the pass catching tight end to own in New England, and he has a role. Tight end is historically a rookie quarterback's favorite outlet in the short to intermediate game.
Cowboys are giving up 7 points per game to opposing tight ends. That is like about middle of the pack.
I mean, I expect Hunter Henry to continue to be a borderline tight end 1 moving forward. I don't think he's gonna reach that far into the tight end 1 ranks, but he's right on that borderline just because he does get that usage. The fact that Jonnu Smith is there does dampen his outlook a little bit, but
let's put it this way: if Gronk is out, if that's your stream for the week, that's fine.
Yeah,
like if there's not
solid.
a bet, like
you're solid.
You're okay. That's a fine play.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put him in the flex over like a wide receiver like a St. Brown, but he's fine, as a tight end stream this week until as you're waiting for Gronk to get back.
Mm-hmm.
So, appreciate it, Mac. Yeah, we gotta remember to think the whole question through, or remember to answer the whole question.
Yeah.
Or
I think we saw so many questions pop up. We wanted to get to them, and so we kind of rushed over the question when we saw it. So we apologize. We'll be better at that.
I think we've gotten. I don't think we've missed anything. If we missed a question, if you had a question and you think you're still waiting on an answer, drop it back in. I think we got everybody, but want to make sure we get to as many questions as we can while we're here.
Antoine, what y'all think of Henry Ruggs? Who do I keep? Henry Ruggs or Marlon Mack? I think you go Ruggs because he's the known commodity, and he's been leading. He's one of the league leaders in air yards through 5 weeks. So you got to go Ruggs.
Yeah, he's looking good. I'll go Ruggs.
Rico Baptiste, what's going on? Should I drop Darrell Williams for Alex Collins? I have Carson on the IR spot. Well, I would be trying to sell Collins or Carson if you can. Try to sell Carson.
Yeah, try to sell Carson.
For whatever you can.
I'm just going down. I'm skipping ahead. We won't forget, some of these daggers. But Darrell Williams, Javonte Williams, Carson, and Elijah Mitchell. I mean, Darrell Williams is a good spot start this week. Better than Collins, I would say. Would you say John? Would you rather play Darrell Williams or Alex Collins this week? Darrell Williams against Washington, Collins against Pittsburgh.
I guess Darrell.
I would prefer to start Darrell this week. I mean, unless your running backs are Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, and Zeke, or Cordero Patterson or whatever. Darrell Williams is a strong play this week. An RB2 play this week anyway. Collins, Rashad Penny might mix in. Travis Homer might mix in. DJ Dallas might mix in.
Isn't Rashad Penny on IR?
He will be. He's expected to be back week 7.
Okay.
Sorry, he's not back this week. He's expected back next week.
I'm not expecting much from him even when he comes back.
No,
it's
but
Rashad Penny, bro. He's gonna get banged up in practice, and
he'll be involved because he was a first round pick, and then Pete Carroll is.
It's the last year to use him. He's a free agent next year. Might as well see what they can get out of him, but I'm not expecting much.
Yeah.
But I would go Darrell. I would go Darrell.
Yeah.
Which
I would
defense?
keep Darrell.
Panthers, Cowboys, or Cincinnati? Where would you go, Nick? The defense and the kickers questions I'm gonna throw to you.
That's fine.
You're better at analyzing that than I am. Straight up.
So with the Cowboys are playing the Patriots on the road, and it doesn't look like there's going to be bad weather in that game. If there was, I would say the Cowboys, because weather obviously muddies things up. But it looks like it's going to be relatively nice in the New England area tomorrow. Only 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, 67 degrees. Not too much of a chance of rain. I always like to look at weather elements on kickers and defenses. Let's see how much the offense gets impacted by the elements. I think the Cowboys are the best overall unit. of those three.
They've been a surprise this year. Well, so have the
Bengals,
Panthers, but the Cowboys have been the biggest surprise this year.
The Bengals are a solid stream this week against Detroit. They are on the road, though, and while they've been better than expected, I'm not going to peg the Cincinnati Bengals as like an auto stream when you just have like good units out there like Carolina and like Dallas that are just like they're better teams. They're better defenses. I would probably give a slight edge to Dallas just because I know they got torched by Kadarius Toney last week, but I think they're the slightly better unit than the Panthers. The Panthers are still waiting for Stephon Gilmore to come back from injured reserve. I don't think he was on the PUP list, so he's out this week. So he's not going to play for Carolina this week. He maybe comes back next week. I would give a slight edge to the Cowboys.
I'd go Cowboys.
I'd go slight edge to the Cowboys, Daggers.
And Mac, yeah, a crunchy peanut butter. I'm with you 100%. And what the hell is wrong with Nick? I ask myself that question
I got a lot of
every
things
day.
wrong with me. How much time you got?
Crunchy peanut butter, banana, and honey on that, dude. All right, hey, I gotta try that
sounds
out
pretty-
with the
that
honey.
sounds
The
pretty
honey.
good.
I've only ever had the crunchy peanut butter and the
It sounds
banana.
pretty good.
That was my thing going like when I was a kid. It's peanut butter and banana, dude. Hell yeah. With honey, I bet it's even better. Rico Baptiste.
Honey's awesome.
My running backs are Harris, Darrell Williams, Javonte Williams, Carson, and Elijah Mitchell. Wow, that was in reference to the above question. Yeah, we got to that one already. Daggers, hey, you're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to Chenault last game?
Yeah, I mean, he has been up and down.
He's going to continue to be involved. I think
He's going to be involved.
the addition of Dan Arnold is hurting him more than I thought it would.
Maybe. It only took one game.
Yeah, right.
That didn't take long at all, right?
Right. It just coincided with Chark being out, and then Dan Arnold was brought in, so it kind of mitigated the production boost that we thought that Chenault was going to get, or at least has thus far. But I think Chenault's going to have better days.
Mm-hmm. I'm not as bullish on Chenault as I was to begin the season, but I still think he's going to have his weeks. I do.
Yep. Jonathan Modisette, I was offered Chubb for Patterson. Should I cash out and take Chubb even though he's hurt?
I really want to say yes, but Chubb picking up no practice time at all this week is a little concerning. I would not be surprised at this point if the Browns play Thursday. They're the Thursday night game this week, John. I already have like a feeling that Chubb's going to miss this game as well.
I am all for that. You cash out and get the better.
I still like getting
player.
Chubb though. Yeah, I mean, by all accounts, this is not like there's not like long-term effects here. Like I just said, I do think he's a threat to miss this Thursday night game because it's a short turnaround. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you're talking about so far a top 5 running back for fantasy purposes.
Yeah, he is what we thought he was going to be, what he was last season.
I would do that deal.
That's a great buy low on Chubb.
I would do that deal.
Yeah, that's a smart owner move right there.
I would
do that all day. Do that all day. Matt Young, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Calvin Ridley, CeeDee Lamb, Kyle Pitts, Julio, Odell, Kadarius, Jerry Jeudy, McKissick, Rojo, Stevenson, Ertz, McPherson,
he dropped
Cowboys,
Sermon
boom.
for Jeudy. Yeah, it's a good squad.
Yeah, that's a solid squad, dude.
It's a good squad. That's a winner.
I wouldn't want to be going up against you. Let's just say that.
I knew I rocked with Slim, smooth peanut butter. That's a winner.
All right, y'all are
winning
weird.
question. The rebuild question. We got to it, but if you missed the answer. I mean,
we skipped it, and then Nick caught it, and we went back to it, but we can go over it again because
so we did technically kind of skip. We kind of missed it, but we did go back to it. Yeah, John's in agreement with your strategy, Theo. Like, blow it up and get your picks. We had been talking I remember conversing with him. He had been talking about should I trade Calvin Ridley for 2 first-round picks? I said hold. Maybe those 2 first-round picks are looking a little bit better, like at this very moment. But I'm like, you talk about like, yeah, there are some 27, 28-year-olds that you trade in a rebuild, like just because it makes sense. But Ridley might be awesome. Like maybe for the rest of this year might be a little bit of a struggle, but
yeah, you have to think about also when did they come into the league? you have to always think about when they came into the league too. Did he come into the league at 21 or did he come into the league at an older age at 20, 23,
Right.
24? Calvin Ridley came into the league at an older age. So he's a guy that should produce until a later age too.
You think that? Yeah, you think that means like
And
his
I think
longevity
the way that he wins is
still good.
conducive to aging gracefully.
Yeah, we're still in agreement. Like blowing it up is totally fine. Get as many picks as you possibly can when you're in a rebuild. But like
Trade
there's
your running
just
backs
like
for wide
trade
receivers.
your running backs. Trade your running backs, especially anybody who's over the age of like 25. But I mean, some guys I think are worth keeping and hanging on to. I really do. I still believe Ridley is like one of those guys.
Because he's a wide receiver, even when you
right
when
if he
you're
was a
when
running
you're
back,
trying
I'd
to be
say
good
sell, but
in 2023 when you're trying to be good again, because
They'll still
I
be
believe
viable.
all rebuilds should if you do them correctly should take about 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years, maybe 3, but ideally not.
Right, but then you're looking at, okay, this guy is what DeAndre Hopkins is right now. You still got a wide receiver 1 on your squad. He's just 28, or 29.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Hop is, I think, 30,
He was 29
but...
in the beginning of the season, and he turned
Yeah.
30. But that's what you're looking at with Calvin Ridley 2 years down the line. That's still valuable. That's still valuable. And if at that point your rebuild has gone so well that you can sell a 30-year-old wide receiver, then you just keep it going down the road, and you just keep getting your team better and younger. That's what it's all about.
But get those picks, which Theo's been
Trade
doing.
your running backs even if they're 24 years old, because when they're 26, you're gonna wish they were.
You're gonna wish you
24.
got the first round pick instead of the third or the
Right.
second round pick. Yeah.
Right. And to top it off, go get those tight ends with RASs above 9. Let's say it again.
We need a banner. We need to add that to the ticker.
Oh, I absolutely will. You already know. I already told Nick earlier today, off stream, that I was gonna do a deep dive on it for you guys. So, dynasty tight ends.
We're getting a dynasty tight end deep dive at some point.
Yep.
We're holding you to that.
It's gonna happen. Gonna have a RAS shoved down your throats. I don't care. Moving on. Should we go back to peanut butter?
No. Shane asks Amon-Ra or Bateman rest of season. I mean, I think I go Amon-Ra at this point. Just
Amon-Ra's the known commodity. You gotta wait
we gotta
and see what Bateman
Bateman
is. It's all projection at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the Detroit Lions look like the better, but they're passing more than Baltimore is.
Baltimore's got a much better quarterback.
They do.
But I would still go Amon-Ra. Bateman's coming into a situation where he might be the number 3 in targets. Amon-Ra on any given week, if Hawkinson is hampered or blanketed, Amon-Ra could be the number 1 any given week.
Yeah, Quintez Cephas going down for the year.
Yeah,
Amon-Ra. Absolutely. He's going to be the wide receiver 1 for that team moving forward. His competition's Khalif Raymond. Like, come on. Yeah. But thanks for the question, Shane. Thanks for the question, Shane. E111, Chargers or Vikings? And hey, I'm glad you found our show too. Thank you.
Happy you found us.
Yeah.
Is this a defense question? If it's a defense question, then the Vikings. The Chargers are on the road in Baltimore this week.
But the Chargers have a better defense than I thought they would coming into the
season. I'm not taking them on the road in Baltimore.
No.
I can't do it.
No.
Nah, I'll go the Vikings. I know the Vikings are on the road as well. They're out of their dome. They're in Carolina, but the Carolina offense is not as intimidating as the Ravens offense.
No, I mean, would you rather be going against Lamar Jackson or Sam Darnold? That says it all.
Yeah, I would. The Vikings defense. Roth is. I think that's between Amon-Ra or Bateman. He says Bateman's interesting. Yeah, Bateman is really interesting, but Amon-Ra feels a little safer right now.
It's just the known commodity at this point. Yeah.
Tuan asks Marlon Mack or Alex Collins rest of season,
or I need to refresh my chat again. Just keep saying.
Sorry, guys. Marlon Mack or Henry Ruggs or Alex Collins, or I guess Marlon Mack or Alex Collins rest of season, and then Henry Ruggs or Alex Collins rest of season.
I mean, Marlon Mack needs to see get on a team and start seeing the field more. I mean, he's not gonna get more work than he's already gotten on the Colts, and they've already come out and said that they're both seeking a trade mutually.
Yeah, I mean, it's Ruggs for sure, and then if Mack gets traded to say like Baltimore, then Mack.
Yep.
If he doesn't, if Mack
Collins.
Stays on the Colts, then Collins. Yeah.
But Ruggs absolutely. I said earlier he was one of the league's leaders in air yards, and that's something I try to chase, even if the production isn't there. It's something I like to chase with wide receivers, and that's if the production isn't there but the air yards are there, then that's a buy low for me. So, Ruggs. Slim Reaper, here goes a Flash Gordon question. Oh man.
Here we go.
Dude, you already know. You should know, Slim. You should know. Don't bring up Josh Gordon on this chat. Should I drop him for Dan Arnold or keep him or hold both? I would drop him for Dan Arnold.
Yeah, I would drop him for Dan Arnold. Well, unless you're carrying 2 tight ends already.
I would drop him. I don't care. I'd drop him for Dan Arnold.
Like if it's like you're holding Pitts and Knox, that type of situation.
Okay, yeah.
Then I would hold Gordon, because Tyreek has got a knee injury. I know he's going to play. By all accounts, he's going to be fine, but he's a little banged up. I have to stick to my guns with this. I'm not on Josh Gordon's stance that I'm taking this season. I can't do it. I can't go back to that well. I've done it too many times. I can't do it again. Dan Arnold looks like he's one of the, if not the top target for Trevor Lawrence right now. I'm Dan Arnold over Josh Gordon. I do like Arnold. I do like Arnold for the rest of this season. With Chark going down, the Jags are going to throw the ball because they're going to be trailing a lot. I like Arnold. If it's like you have like a Hawkinson or something and he's banged up, sure. But if you have like Pitts and Knox, like that's just the default example I keep going back to because people have been asking us about both of those guys over the past couple of weeks. Like if you had both of them.
Oh, he has Pitts and Knox. Yeah, you just wanted to get me riled up, bro. Slim.
Slim's a real one.
Thanks for being here and thanks for doing that. We appreciate it.
I love it.
Yes.
Love it.
But if you do that again, I'm coming after you.
It's kind of rude. Theo's trying to package Rigger and Hooper for a couple of thirds. No one pulled the trigger. Yeah, I mean, neither one have value right now. That's Rigger. Rigger's looking more and more like a bust. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, you might see a little bit more work for him next game because you won't have Ertz involved. So he might see a little bit more work in the short to intermediate game, and maybe you can sell him then off of a game.
Catch the damn ball.
You might be able to get 1/3 for him, not 2.
Yeah.
And Hooper, I don't see any way in which his value goes up.
You just need to wait for him to catch a touchdown, and then as soon as that happens, just like who needs a tight end?
Yeah.
If you can get
he strikes me as a diminishing asset, and it stinks. Because he's more talented than he's given, than his production has shown. It's just he's on the Browns, and they have multiple tight ends.
Yeah.
And he's a tight end that doesn't have an RAS above 9. I'm telling you guys.
So sell Hooper.
Yep. See if you can package 2 of them and a third for Njoku or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Do that.
Grade the trade. Traded Michael Thomas and Allen Robinson for CeeDee Lamb and Khalil Herbert.
Wow.
Holy hell. I love that trade. I love that trade because Herbert's a perfect. You need a running back this week. Herbert's a fine plug and play, and you get Lamb for Thomas, who is an unknown, and Robinson, who has been stinking up the joint. Yeah.
I mean, to his point, he could not sell Robinson for smooth peanut butter. Because I'm guessing Shane Tuck is a crunchy peanut butter guy too. Hell yeah, thank you, Shane.
Well, then some of those league mates need to get their priorities straight. Smoot is better, but that's a great trade.
That is a great trade. Good
Hell
job.
of a trade. Good
job. And the fact that you just pulled off getting a running back that could have, and should have 20 touches a game for the next few games is icing on the cake. Slim Reaper, Holden Pitts. Yeah, we already got to that one. Yeah, all right. He's Slim.
Solid. Very, very solid.
See what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
But does anybody have any more questions?
Yeah, we're caught up.
At the
we're
bottom
caught
of the
up on the chat right now.
And I need to fix the ticker. It's the first time I looked at the ticker. There's some whole weirdness going on with the ticker.
What's going on with
the ticker?
Hey,
Marcus Brown, thank you so much.
Hey,
Appreciate
Marcus,
it, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your super. Thanks for your support, most of all. AJ Brown, Waddle this week. You gotta go AJ Brown, man.
Do you?
Right?
Let me think on this one. Waddle is going to get all the work. AJ Brown is just the better player, but it's an awful matchup. Slim, we'll see you tomorrow.
Slim, I'm not. I will refuse.
I'm gonna use my commissioner powers. I'm gonna use my commissioner powers to put him on your roster.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Thank you.
I think I've been preaching that, in when it comes to a difficult situation between like a stud who you're legitimately worried about and a guy with some decent upside. If there's a tier break, you go with the stud. I think Waddle, as much as I'm very much intrigued by him tomorrow, and I do think Waddle's going to come through with a solid day against Jacksonville, I think I have to say A.J. Brown. It takes is one play.
Despite the fact that he's come out and said that he's on a pitch count, and we mentioned this earlier, and he said he's going to be on a pitch count until week 10.
Titans are at home.
He played 92% of the snaps last game, and while he wasn't as involved as we would hoped he would be, A.J. Brown was on the field for a lot of the game.
What is the line for that game? Sorry, I didn't mean to finish your thought.
Trey White is great, and that defense is
awesome.
Legit. But if there is a wide receiver that can beat Trey White, I would probably say A.J. Brown is one of those guys.
The Titans are 5.5-point underdogs at home. That favors the passing offense. It's a tough matchup against the Bills. They're going to be throwing. The Titans are going to be throwing tomorrow. That's the thing that makes AJ Brown enticing. The one-on-one matchup is not good. The intangibles and variables of this game favor him.
And the fact that Julio is out there too, I think helps. AJ Brown. I think it helps AJ Brown.
Go AJ
because
Brown.
they can't just tune in and lock him out of the game plan. They're gonna need to focus some attention on the other side of the field just because they got a future Hall of Famer on the other side of the field. So, I think I go AJ Brown this week, even though that's a tough decision. It is.
It is tough. I like Waddle tomorrow, but that is enough of a tier break for me, where I go AJ.
And Antoine Murphy says the Titans are going to cover, if not win outright.
Wow.
Bro,
I mean, they might cover.
Coming from my throat.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't disagree that I think they can cover because they're home. That's a sizable amount. That you're home dogs by 5.5. That with a guy like Derrick Henry, who, I know the Bills are awesome against the run, but a guy like Henry can change. Change that.
He's immune to that. He's immune to good against the run. He's Derrick Henry.
This could be a game where the Bills win like a 28-26 or a 27-24 or 23 type. I think the Titans can cover. I do think the Titans will cover at home. I'm not sure they win outright.
I am a Bills fan, so I'm gonna say the Bills are gonna crush.
I mean, crazier things have happened, but the Bills are the better team.
And yeah, Marcus, I would go AJ Brown too. That's just smart money's on me, and I know.
The thought process is there. The Bills are going to score. The Bills are going to score, and even if the Bills struggle, on the road, the Titans are in no way, shape, or form are ever going to be able to take the foot off the gas in that game on Monday night.
Yep.
It's a primetime game. Tennessee's got a primetime game at home. It is a tough spot for the Bills. It's definitely a tough spot for the Bills. And you could be worried about
the Bills lost a midseason game against the Tennessee Titans last year.
And you have to be a little bit concerned about a letdown because they just beat Kansas City.
And, Music City Miracle haunts me to this day.
Sure. You brought it up, not me.
Hey. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a fun game, but I think the Bills are gonna win because
Should be a good Monday nighter.
I take offense to that, Antoine. No, I'm kidding. Thanks for
get over yourself.
Thanks for joining us.
Just get over yourself.
Yeah, Marcus, you already got Dan Arnold, so you don't want to play many people from that game. Understandable.
Yeah, go AJ.
Yeah, go AJ.
Go AJ. I think he's got the more I think about it with the line and the matchup and the situation, I think AJ can come through here a little bit. Maybe he doesn't pop. Maybe he doesn't go nuts against Tre'Davious White, but AJ's still a stud. Like this time last year, it's not even a question.
Yeah, and he had two broken legs last year, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, a couple busted knees.
And he's coming back from surgery on both knees, so it's taking him a little bit, but he's still that guy, dude. He's still AJ Brown, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mac Young, would you try to trade Najee Harris for Dalvin Cook?
No,
I would not. One's healthy and one's not.
Yeah,
or one's one's in and out. You know what I mean? And Najee, his workload is unquestioned. It's not like it's not like they're trying to throw Benny Snell in there for a few touches and Kalen Ballage in there for a few. No, it's all Najee all the time. So Najee, I would stay Najee.
I mean, Dalvin Cook is Dalvin Cook is going to play this week, so he is healthy this week. But Dalvin Cook is a bigger.
He's a bigger injury threat, and you have a legit guy who can come in and spell him and basically be the same guy down to the dreadlocks in Alexander Madison. So. You can. It's almost a 1-for-1. Like
they
it's
do.
Crazy.
Like
I don't know if it's scheme dependent, and I'm getting
right?
rained on. Oh no, we might have to end this stream. I'm getting rained on. I don't want to. I'm outside.
Okay. Let's wrap this up real quick with a couple last minute questions, and then we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, join us after the London game. Tune in, and we will be live again.
Yeah, real quick, Amari Cooper or Robert Woods. I would probably go Woods there. CeeDee Lamb for Mike Evans. I mean, that sounds pretty fair. Mac, if you want it, I mean, it's kind of a 1-for-1. They're like, CD might be a little bit more consistent. Mike Evans might have like a couple more pop weeks. I think it's pretty fair. And yeah, if you need to cut Ronald Jones, just go ahead and do that.
Yeah, you should have done that a while ago, bro.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
But do we have to cut it?
I mean, I think it was just a gust of wind that carried it over this far. I've been underneath an overhang and it's been spitting this whole time.
Okay. Obviously, we don't want your technology to.
I think we're all right.
To go out. Okay.
But yeah, whatever. Let's continue for a little bit longer. Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Theo said he'd send a trade to send Rieger, Hooper, and a 2023 third for Njoku. Okay, I mean, sure. I mean, that might be a decent way to unload some guys who you just don't want anymore. Like for
sometimes
a guy
you got to do that. Sometimes you got to overpay to get people off of your squad, and sometimes what looks like an overpay right now is like I think Njoku's only 25, and he just turned 25, and.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time left.
You saw the game he put up last week. He had a monster game last week. He's one of those tight ends with an RAS above 9. It's way above 9. It's comparable with Rob Gronkowski and Travis Kelsey. Y'all already know. So athletically he is. That's all I'm saying. Athletically, he's on that level. So
there you go.
I like David Njoku more than most in Dynasty. I think he's gonna turn into something around age 26, 27.
It's not too far away.
Nope. And I love football too, Mac Young.
Mac, we're on the same page there.
Hell yeah, I love football. I love fantasy football.
This is my favorite time of year. like these Sundays, like doing this, talking football, talking fantasy, like talking scheme, strategy, like all that stuff. Like,
hey, that's how this whole thing started.
And
I
Sundays are mini holidays,
come home
man.
from work, and on my way home from work, I'd be biking by Nick's place, and I would stop by Nick's place when he still lived in Philly, and we would just sit there and we would talk football.
You would bang on the door, I would let you in, and you would just start yelling about something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Usually football related, but.
That's my point. It was something related to football, but you were yelling.
Yep. But yeah, bottom line, I love football too. Twan Taylor, my roster: Kyler Murray, Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown, Chuba Hubbard, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Tyler Higbee, Jamar Chase, CMC, Sterling Shepard, Elijah Mitchell, Zach Moss, Jeff Wilson Jr. on IR. I see you. Henry Ruggs and Chris
Smart.
and Alex Collins and waivers. Hey, that's a solid team right there. I can't poke many holes in that one, especially when you get CMC back.
Question is, do I drop Marlon Mack for Henry Ruggs? Yeah. Yes, I would. Yes, I would rather have Ruggs.
Yep.
If Ruggs is on waivers, yeah, go get him. I'm fine with dropping Marlon Mack for Ruggs.
I know your depth is good. I mean, you're sitting, but I would rather Ruggs, and then if I ever am in the position where I need to play either Ruggs or Sterling Shepard, I can at least pick and choose between the two. I don't have to just default to Sterling Shepard, considering his injury designation. Marcus Brown, I trade Michael Carter and Darrell Williams for Ayuk and Cordell Patterson. I mean,
hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge win.
That's a hit.
You can turn. Hey, if you want to, you can turn around and trade Cordell Patterson for a lot more.
Turn around, sell high on Patterson, and like turn Michael Carter and Darrell Williams into.
Yeah, there was a question earlier on about somebody trading Cordell Patterson for
Nick Chubb.
There you go.
Straight up. Hell yes, that's a yes.
Yeah, so you could
theoretically
turn Michael Carter and Darrell Williams into like an RB1 into Nick Chubb or something like that. So think about that. That. That's crazy. Shit. Great job, Marcus.
Huge win.
Yeah. Theo Von Miller, will Donald Parham be a top 5 tight end one day?
I'm giving you this one, Mr. RAS.
Take the floor while I check him out real quick. Let me.
You're gonna do a mini deep dive.
RAS.
Do a little deep dive. Yeah, and he has Darrell Williams on the cheap. Yeah, Twan. Put Henry Ruggs on your roster.
6.81, so no.
Ooh, that's low.
He can be, but as soon as they get somebody else with a higher athletic
they draft
floor,
somebody else, yeah.
Or they bring along Trey McKitty, a guy they just drafted.
They do have. I forgot about McKitty.
Right.
They do have.
His RAS isn't like above 9 or anything, but I think it's better than 6.81.
Better than 6.8.
Right. So yeah, I mean he's a large target for one of the best quarterbacks in the league, so that's always something you have to think about. You have to think about situation, an opportunity sometimes over talent. Will he be a top 5 tight end one day? No. I think he can. If Jared Cook moves on, and they don't have anybody in there,
he eventually will.
And Donald Parham is the only dude in there, and Mike Williams gets injured. I don't know. I'm creating narratives. Then maybe.
Right.
But no. I don't think so.
Okay.
And again, we will be doing a deep dive on dynasty tight ends that you can pick up that are probably on your waiver wire right now. That if you're in a rebuild and you're 2 years out, then these are great people to pick up. We'll have that for you within the next few days for sure.
There you go. What's up, Uzi?
What's going on, Uzi?
Thanks for joining.
Saul Martinez, pick 1. Allen Robinson, Cole Beasley, or Henry Ruggs have PPR?
Do you go Beasley there? Until Robinson. I mean, that feels like a tier break, but like Robinson has done nothing this year.
I think it's Cole Beasley, and until you see Robinson do something, it's Cole Beasley, unfortunately. Again, never thought I'd be there. But thanks for joining us, Saul. I hope that helps, and I hope Cole Beasley has a better week this week.
It's a better
than Allen
matchup.
Robinson.
It's a better matchup for Beasley.
Part of me hopes that we're right, but part of me hopes that Allen
Not a good
Robinson
matchup for
can
Ruggs.
get back on track and that Bears offense can get back on track because I'm heavily invested in that
Yeah,
offense.
you are.
Yeah, I have Fields everywhere. That's crazy. Uzi, in non-PPR, start 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. Mike Williams, DJ Moore, AJ Brown, Lockett, Khalil Herbert, and Zach Moss. I currently have Williams, Moore, and Herbert in there. All right.
I'm thinking Williams, Moore, and Moss.
Well, Mike Williams might be out.
Yeah, he's questionable. What's the
is-
deal with that?
He might be out. If he's in,
If he's in,
Mike
you
Williams.
play him. You
if
play
he's
him.
out,
Then you go Herbert and Moss in addition to Moore. DJ Moore's, I think, got to be in there too. Like, no McCaffrey.
Yeah,
DJ Moore's going to be.
you got to go. DJ Moore's in there without question. Herbert's in there just because of workload, and I think you go Moss too. It's either Moss or AJ Brown, and that's tough. And
Head coach-
non-PPR, you got to go Moss.
Head coach Brandon Staley said the team is hopeful, quote unquote, hopeful Mike Williams can play. It's a tough matchup against Baltimore, but like that's got to be out the window with Mike Williams with how he's been playing.
Right.
Had another 37.5 point monster, 35, whatever it is, monster performance last week. If Mike Williams is in, you're playing him. It's for me, Uzi. It's Williams, Moore, and Moss. I think that's my optimal line. I would put Moss in over Herbert. If Williams sits, I
Then
go
it's
Moore.
Moss, Herbert, Moore,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
in non-PPR, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's
Yep.
start 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. It's not start 1 wide receivers, 2
shoot.
flex. So
Right.
then-
Okay. So then it's Moore, AJ Brown, and Moss.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that. Just
Yeah. Okay. So
Yep.
Williams, Moore, Moss. If Williams is out, Moore, AJ Brown, Moss.
Yep. And Saul Martinez, you are welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Absolutely. And Theo Von Miller, we need that TE video. Hey, I will just say,
That's on you.
go type into Google right now. TERAS chart. It's one of the first options to come up. And you can see for yourself who are some tight ends that you might be able to identify with RAS's near or at.
They want to hear
9.
your breakdown, though.
I will give you a breakdown.
They want to hear your
But
breakdown.
If you just
John.
want to get a little bit of a head start, check that out.
There you go. Real quick, Uzi's why Moss over Herbert? I mean, this is kind of easy for me. It's a better offense.
Yeah.
Moss is more involved. It's a better defense. Buffalo has the better defense. I like the Bills' defense they have a better chance to set up chances for the offense. Maybe a short field here and there for the Bills' offense. Ryan Tannehill has not been a world beater this year. I know
Far
Julio's
from it.
back. AJ and Julio are back. That gives them a boost. But AJ and Julio were in the lineup when Tannehill was looking awful. So I like Moss as the frontline guy in the better offense attached to the better quarterback. Moss is a decent pass catcher, better than Herbert as far as what we know of Herbert dating back to his days in college. Moss over Herbert. Better situation.
The workload there has it closer than we might think, but I go Moss too. But the workload for Herbert is enticing because he's going to get it all this week, but go Moss.
It's a better matchup.
Yep.
The Titans give up over 20 points per game to running backs. The Packers are like a couple points below that, but it's a slightly better matchup. And honestly, Herbert, we've been advocating for Herbert, but if the Bears get down in this game, which they absolutely can against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, if the Bears get down in this game and are throwing a little bit more, Herbert's a threat to get phased out. Moss doesn't feel like a threat to get phased out.
No. Not at all.
Go Moss.
Yep.
I go Moss.
Warren Lynn, thanks for joining us. Stack CD, Lamb, and Zeke, or play Pittman over CD. No, stack CD and Zeke.
Yeah, CD over Pittman. I think Jason had a tight end question.
There we go. Sorry about that, Jason. Long term, Which TE do you think will do better? Tommy Tremble, Donald Parham, or Hunter Long? Long term, I would say Tommy Tremble.
Tremble. I think he's a pretty good athlete,
right?
Yeah,
RAS close to 9.
Let's go.
Better than
we love
Hunter,
those big RAS scores.
And we already been over Donald Parham. They traded away Dan Arnold, a guy that they brought in through free agency and paid a fair amount of money. They felt comfortable enough with Tommy Tremble and, to a lesser extent, Ian Thomas to let go of Dan Arnold. And that showed belief in Tommy Tremble moving forward at an organizational level. So I think you go Tommy Tremble there. He's seeing the field, even though it is few and far in between right now. Donald Parham is seeing the field more, but he's a lesser athletic talent. And Hunter Long, I liked his profile a lot coming in. I compared him athletically to the guy that I thought he was going to be replacing in Mike Gesicki.
Gesicki, yeah.
But he's behind 4 tight ends right now. There's Gesicki, there's Durham Smythe, there's Sethan Carter, and there is one other tight end.
Is Shaheen still there?
Adam Shaheen, yep.
Adam Shaheen.
So there's 4 tight ends right now in Miami ahead
I didn't even know who those other two
hey,
were.
You're welcome. Tight end deep dives.
I couldn't even tell you, man.
Yeah, there are 4 tight ends in Miami that are playing over Hunter Long right now. He's out right now in every game. He's inactive. So I think he has a bright future. I think he has a brighter future than Donald Parham, but I would rather go Tremble there. Long term, Jason.
What I know, what I've seen, John, you're becoming the tight end expert between the two of us.
I'm gonna write a book on it.
Yeah, John's tight ends.
Tight ends and crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah, there you go.
It's my biography.
TTCB.
There you go. But no acronyms. We don't need to.
Got the acronym. Then it all rhymed. Shut up. Tremble. And then Warren, yeah, I mean, we kind of already answered, but yeah, definitely CD over Pittman.
Yep.
New era, what's going on? Booker or Chuba? I mean, we're going Chuba there, right?
Chuba without thinking about it. Chuba.
Yeah.
Booker's a nice depth piece to have, but I'm going Chuba for however long CMC is out. And honestly, we spoke about it a little bit before. Chuba might have value and probably should have value even when CMC comes back, because they're going to want to try to keep CMC fresh. And he's not a guy that can hold up to a full workload anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
And Theo, hey, absolutely, bro. Hit us up at facemaskpod@gmail.com. We'll get back to you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Facemaskpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'll set something up.
Yeah. If anybody has any inquiries channel related, you can hit us up there too. Anybody listening?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Uzi's also got Javonte Williams. I like Williams, but I prefer Moss this week.
And
I prefer Javonte Williams.
What if Melvin Gordon is out?
I prefer Javonte Williams if Melvin Gordon is a surprise inactive. If Gordon plays, which we expect him to play, then Moss.
There you go. Tuan Taylor, I just dropped Marlon Mack for Henry Ruggs. Hey,
all right.
We think
we'll see what happens.
We think that's the good move.
How
often do we go live?
Said our favorite fantasy football show right now. Appreciate that.
Hey, thanks. I did not read the end. I just went on to the next one. Sorry, skip that whole compliment. Thank you, Tuan.
It's rude of you.
Yeah, I know. I'm an ass. Sorry.
How often do we go live? A couple times a week. Normally these start-sit live streams we do Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern, but we bump them up to Saturday evenings because of anytime there's a London game, anytime there's an early game, so we free up that spot. And then Tuesday evenings, like 5:30, 6 p.m. Eastern. It might change, it might fluctuate a little bit, but 5:30.
We shoot for 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern. Do waivers. If there's any trades or you want to just like react to the previous week or a season-long question, like whatever. It's kind of like it's an AMA. This one's obviously a little bit more geared toward start-sit. We don't police that though. If you have a question, like Theo's got questions about dynasty, questions about trades, questions about like should I add this guy or that guy. So like we are kind of all over the place a little bit, but we want the whole idea at the end of the day. If you have a question, we're just hoping we can help out. Sunday mornings for start sit. and Tuesdays for waivers and whatever else.
Yeah, because I don't yeah, it used to be so frustrating going on to people's live streams before
they don't answer your question.
And there's like your chat just gets blown by because there's thousands of people in there, and good for them, they're at that point. But
good for those people.
It was always tough trying to find people who could actually answer your questions and stuff. So we're happy that we could provide that for you guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, hey, Chuba Hubbard, what are you doing in this chat?
Chuba, what are you doing in here?
What are you doing in this chat? We like you a lot in fantasy, but what are you doing in this chat, bro?
Don't you got a game to get ready for?
Yeah, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in the playbook? What's going on?
We we got so excited that Chuba joined us that we might have missed a Marcus Brown question. Thoughts on Amon-Ra? Can he maintain his high target share? Yes, I think yes.
His competition for targets at wide receiver are Khalif Raymond and Tyrell Williams. When Tyrell Williams comes back, whenever that happens, right? His main competition for targets are people that aren't even at his position.
Are they traded for? Was Trinity Benson?
Yeah, but it's
Slim
Amon-Ra. It's Amon-Ra.
That's the point.
He's going to
continue. The target share, yes.
The target share isn't going anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. He's going to continue to be a wide receiver 3 all season.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway,
and honestly,
Chuba's playing fantasy.
When Tyrell Williams comes back, Tyrell Williams will be playing on the outside, and Amon-Ra will be in his natural position in the slot. So he'll continue to get work there. So
that target share is not going nowhere.
I'm not scared of Tyrell Williams coming back. That might be a good thing.
Could be a good. It should be a good thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you start Tony over Waddle? Waddle and Renfro. I think, John, are you saying yes to this? I feel like you might be saying yes to this. I guess
in this week, yes. For however long this streak can last, where Tony is really the number 1 target in this offense.
I like Tony. Waddle tomorrow. I do. I like Waddle tomorrow. Tony might see Jalen Ramsey. That's all I'll say. I think I go slight edge to Waddle. I'll be honest. I think I go a slight edge to Waddle.
Here's the thing. We've seen Tony absolutely take over a game when given touches. We've seen Waddle, when given touches, end up with 48 scoreless yards. So, like, and even when Waddle had, like, good games, it wasn't a ton of pass catching work. When he was with Tua, it was, he scored a touchdown on, like, 3 targets. Good job. I like Waddle a lot long term, but next week
he had good Tony. weeks 1 and weeks 3.
Right,
he came up small the past couple of weeks.
I would be going Tony.
All right, fine, okay, Tony. I've been swayed. Fair enough, Tony. Chuba Hubbard. I hope you do well tomorrow against Minnesota, but also we'll officially go Tony over Waddle and Renfro.
Yeah, and Theo, why are you asking us if we can come on a pod? You should be asking Chuba Hubbard right here if he can come on a pod. He's right in the chat. Come on, bro.
Yeah, for real. Chuba needs a cameo.
Uzi, which tight end rest of season? Fant, Ertz, Higbee, or Njoku?
It's either Higbee or Fant.
Right. I would agree.
It's one of those two. Like, Ertz might be a solid streamer next week. Week 7 is they get Houston. I think Houston's giving up the most points to opposing tight ends in the league. I believe.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
They are like third. They're neck and neck with the Colts for third most tight end points allowed. So Ertz is on the streaming radar next week, but after that, I think it gets pretty tough for his schedule. And then we kind of just touched on Njoku. It's just like there's a lot of mouths to feed in that Cleveland offense. He's going to have his up and down weeks. I would probably give a slight edge to Higbee just because the better quarterback. But Fant is probably the better.
What I will say about Fant is there are soon to be like too many mouths to feed in this
Judy's
offense.
Coming back.
Judy's coming back. They just elevated John Brown for whatever that's worth onto their active war roster, so they're going to give him a shot as a downfield option.
I say Higbee.
I would say Higbee, even though I really like Fant as a prospect, but I would go Higbee.
Oh yeah, I like Fant. I mean, if it's like a situation where you have like both of those guys, hold them both.
Absolutely,
definitely hold them both. But I like Higbee would be my in most, unless it's like the matchups are like so obviously like the scales are tipped in Fant's favor, Higbee would be my guy moving forward.
Yep.
Yeah.
AS, what's going on? Full PPR. Sterling Shepard, Cole Beasley, or Demetric Felton.
Ooh.
Beasley.
Beasley, yeah. Felton feels like he could make a big play, but
you're hoping
so
for
much more of a wild card.
That
He's so
big
much
play
more of a
that he
wild
got,
card.
that big play that he got earlier in the season, it was on 2 targets.
It's not a busted.
He had 2 receptions on 2 targets, and he scored a long
Like
touchdown
a 50-yard
as a
touchdown
running back,
on one.
right? And I know he is a wide receiver running back hybrid, and it is enticing. He's
I would go
fine
Beasley.
wait and see. I like Felton as a wait and
He's
see.
a fine wait and
but
see.
you play Beasley. Yeah.
Beasley. Yes, I like Sterling Shepard. I mean, he should be good rest of season, but a little bit of caution first game back from the injury, from the hamstring injury. So yeah, Beasley.
And Uzi A, we're glad that you found us too.
Yeah, we're glad you found us too, man.
Same with you, Jason. Thanks for coming into the chat and asking your questions. We're sorry we ran over your question before.
Right.
We are trying to get better at that. Bass Bully TV, Le'Veon Bell or Marlon Mack?
Mack. Just
I'm
like
not
as a
excited about
speculative
having to
hold,
make any decision involving both of those players, but you got to go Mack.
Mack.
Younger, higher upside.
Much higher upside. Le'Veon, it's a mess. I think Le'Veon I don't think he has it anymore. It's over.
Yeah, Marcus
really
Brown
do.
is with us. Mack over Bell.
It's Mack. Even if he doesn't get traded in that situation, it's Mack.
Yeah. AS, if Tua is inactive, Brissett or Teddy, you got to go Teddy over Brissett.
Yeah, I think Teddy. The Broncos are playing the Raiders. Raiders defense is decent, but I would go Teddy. Who are the Raiders? Raiders are middle of the pack in quarterback points allowed. The Dolphins are playing Jacksonville, who are slightly higher as far as like they're a more favorable. Jacksonville's a more favorable matchup. They're neck and neck. Yeah, Teddy.
I'd go Teddy. Yeah.
Better weapons. Devontae Parker's out.
Which one's the starter? It's as simple as that. Which one is the starter on his team? It's Teddy, and I'm going that way. Yeah, thanks for helping us out with that question, Marcus Brown. We agree.
Yeah, Mack.
Bass Bully, on your bench. Yeah, I'd assume you're not starting ever Bell or Mack, but yeah, Mack is a solid bench play there. Mm-hmm. Uzi, any moves I should try to make? 10-team, non-PPR. Herbert, Henry, Gibson, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, AJ Brown, Lockett, Moss, Javonte Williams, Khalil Herbert, Elijah Mitchell, Noah Fant.
Yeah, if Tyler Lockett pops this week, try to sell high.
And you maybe try and do the same with Khalil Herbert, considering you have Moss, Javonte, Mitchell, and Gibson and Henry. If Khalil Herbert pops this week because he's going to get all the touches, maybe you try to trade Khalil Herbert off of a hot week.
To a desperate running back needy team.
Right, and see if you can upgrade 2 for 1.
And Lockett is like, Lockett's a nice throw. Like, I would want Lockett. I would hope Lockett pops tomorrow night against Pittsburgh, or even has a respectable showing with Geno Smith in there, and then try to unload
and sell him on the fact that, and we believe this could be possible, and it's really unfortunate. Chris Carson, he might be out for the season. We're not sure about his career moving forward. We don't want to make any broad sweeping allegations or whatever. That's not the right word. Declarations on him, because we are not doctors. We're just going off of what we're seeing. But it doesn't look good for Chris Carson. So
there's
they might
a lot
have
of concern with
they
Carson.
might be moving away from Chris Carson towards this ambiguous run game that they have right now, which means more targets for Lockett, and you could try to sell Lockett if he has a boom game based
I would sell
off of
Lockett
some
on
kind
that,
of that narrative.
But Lockett's not a hold because of the Geno Smith situation.
No.
Yeah, Lockett and Herbert, Uzi. Like, if you can package those guys.
Sell him for a playoff contender, because, Russell Wilson will be back, and you can sell him off of. Lockett's going to have his number 1 quarterback back sooner than later, so, that's what I would do. Lockett and Herbert and try to upgrade. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope that helps, Susie. Thanks for being here.
Hopefully it helps.
Joe Santo, Booker, Gaskin, or Sutton. Flex full PPR. Gotta go Sutton.
Gotta go Sutton. Yeah.
Yeah, and Marcus, I think Tua was activated to start. I think he is starting.
Yeah, I think Tua's going to start.
And we'd agree.
Waddle is well. That makes Waddle better, but we'll still say Tony because Daniel Jones is also expected to start.
Yep.
So
Chris M7, Christian Kirk, Darius Slayton, Amon-Ra St. Brown, or Jalen Waddle have PPR. Return yards are counted as well. It's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting. Let me see Let me take a look at there. I do play in a league. This is easy for me to look up at like who's been involved in as far as return yards.
Has Slayton been involved? I mean, I guess he's been
Slayton's
injured.
off the radar for me. Slayton's off the radar for me. It would be between Kirk, St. Brown, and Waddle. You know what? I might also go ahead and rule Christian Kirk out as well. The vibes for Arizona are not good right now. Kyler's injured.
You mentioned this in the Ertz breakdown, the trade breakdown video. Yep.
Not even that. What I was also going to say, like they're mirrored in issues with COVID right now. Like multiple guys on Arizona are like sick or out, including the head coach and the GM. Like they're going on the road to Cleveland. There's supposed to be high winds tomorrow, like 20 to 30 miles per hour. The vibes are. I'm off. I'm going to eliminate Kirk as well. It's between St. Brown and Waddle. In half PPR, is Amon-Ra operating as the punt returner? I feel like maybe they took him off of that because they need him as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Let me see. If St. Brown is operating as the team's punt returner, I would say him. I don't think Waddle could as well, but Waddle's going to be even more of no Devontae Parker, no Will Fuller. Actually, Amon-Ra has not been getting punt duties. I think Waddle has. If that's the case, I'm inclined to say Waddle. They've both kind of not really been. They haven't really been utilized.
Clayton Roach, are you just saying that? Or you you have to be just saying that?
Yeah, he's just saying that.
Come on, bro. Don't.
Congratulations. I would say. I guess I would say. Would I say Waddle?
I would say Waddle.
I would say Waddle.
I would say Waddle.
Feels like a slightly, but like just not as difficult of a matchup, I don't think.
And I mean, Tua is coming back. That has to help it in some form or fashion, right? AS, what do you guys think I can get in return for CMC full PPR? I mean, he's
like a David Montgomery and a piece. Yeah, right. That's kind of what we
discussed that earlier, and I think I would do that because he's guaranteed to come back for the playoff run. He has a great schedule after Week 10, and they need him. They could give him a ton of work.
I'm way less concerned about David Montgomery from an injury perspective at this point than I am from Christian McCaffrey. I would do that. I would be like, my injured running back for your injured running back, but my injured running back has a better pedigree than yours, so give me something a little extra.
Yep.
That would be what I would like a depth receiver. You know. That's what I would go for. If whoever the Montgomery owner is doesn't go for it, then you might be able to get. Would you do something, John, like a Patterson, like a Cordero Patterson, and something else for McCaffrey? Like I don't know. I don't know if I would do something like that, but maybe.
I am not one that is going out and buying Cordero Patterson.
Unless it's a great deal. Yeah.
Right. So no, but unless it's a great deal, yeah. But I am not one to be a proponent of going out. And buying
my default answer there is like my first thought goes to a guy like David Montgomery, who is also injured, will be out for a few more weeks, and you might be able to get an extra piece as well. That's where I would start.
Yep. Chris M7, Herbert or Hubbard full PPR. You got to go Herbert or Hubbard there. Hubbard.
Probably Hubbard. Feels safer.
Because he gets the pass down work, and Herbert
feels safer.
He's getting all the work just because there's nobody else there, but he's not a natural pass catcher, and Hubbard is.
Yeah.
Jason, where do you guys think Odell could go after this year? It's been a shame that his talent is being wasted on the Browns. I agree. And as a Giants fan, I would still want him to.
Was that Clayton's response responded to?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. I mean, well,
No.
Godwin might walk.
No, dude, it's not happening.
Godwin's going to walk. Well,
Odell is going to want to go to a place where he's going to get all the work and be the unquestioned one so that he can try to establish himself as that dude again, because he clearly hasn't been that guy since Browns. I think he goes where he's somewhere where he's the unquestioned one. I don't think he goes to a place where he's splitting the work with the 1A, 1B situation anymore, because I think he just left that situation and he's going to want to try to revamp his cachet before his career is just completely in the toilet. I don't think he's at the point where he's just going to the Super Bowl team to go try to win a bowl. I think he's trying to prove to everybody that he's still guy. Odell, right?
Oh, teams can have an opening, where. Who needs a wide receiver? The Lions. Oh, he's not gonna go there.
But I think the Browns are gonna Jarvis Landry and Odell are cut candidates because they won't have a lot of cap space, and they're gonna need to shell out money for Baker Mayfield.
They have to figure out if they want to pay Baker.
I think they will.
I think they will as well.
Right. And yeah,
he hasn't been very good this year.
But they've invested highly in wide receiver in back-to-back seasons. DPJ, Anthony Schwartz. So I think the writing's on the wall for at least one of these guys, if not both of them. They also have 3 capable tight ends who have shown to be pass catchers. So this could be a move where we see the Browns look more and more like the Patriots moving forward as far as utilizing their tight ends just as much, if not more, than their wide receivers. Mm-hmm. But where does Odell go after this year? I'd have to take a look at
cap situation.
Yeah.
Who has a need, fit, things that just what naturally makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot of variables.
Lot of variables. But I think he goes to a place where there's wide open opportunity in front of him.
It can't be worse than what the situation is now because he has just not developed. There's been no chemistry developed between him and Baker. Just
no.
Has not happened
over the course of
and it's
years,
not going to be back he's not going to come back to the Giants because they just paid Galladay, who
right.
I don't know how they're feeling about that one, but they just paid him.
And yeah, they're locked into him for the next 2 years with guaranteed cash that they have invested. So that one's probably ugly for a while, but he's not going back home. No.
Right. Cool. Theo, we'll be in touch. Uzi, thanks for stopping by, man.
Absolutely. Imagine having to deal with Odell and Tony on the same team.
Again, they signed Galladay. I think the Giants are out. I don't think. I mean, they already just got rid of him.
Now, Odell, do you think he could go to the Patriots because the Patriots have not been averse to signing diva wide receivers who are past their prime in the past?
Maybe. I mean, that's a spot. You know who needs a receiver? The Eagles.
Would you want him? Would you, as an Eagles fan, how would you feel about Odell, or maybe even Jarvis? How would you feel about one or two of them coming to your squad?
I'd be on board.
Would you rather Jarvis over Odell, or which one?
No, give me the upside of Odell.
There you
go. The Eagles need one. They don't have a lot of money. That's the thing. I don't think they could make it work.
No, they have too much money tied up into Carson Wentz right now.
Well, yeah, I think that dead money hit goes away after this year, or it's not as significant. It's really it really impacted what they could do this offseason. But it opens.
I haven't looked at their cap situation since the Ertz trade, so I'd need to take a look at it again. So, yeah.
Could be in the mix.
But Clayton Roach, I don't see him going to the Bucks. Brett Forseth, sup guy? Hey, what's going on, Brett?
What's going on, Brett?
Thanks for joining us. I have Murray and Hopkins on my bench. I feel you. Yeah,
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
I don't know if I'm ready to go there.
It's rough out there, but
I don't know if I'm ready to go there with at least with Hopkins. But yeah, the vibes are not good with Arizona right now. Like this game, it's a tough matchup on the road. I don't like.
Yeah, I was
don't
alerted
like
to this whole
the atmosphere of
situation when Nick was making the Zach Ertz video, the Zach Ertz was traded video. I didn't know about all this, so this was a surprise to me. Yeah, it's tough.
The vibes are not good on Arizona right now. There's no doubt. I mean, in most scenarios, you have to play Kyler and you have to play Hopkins. But if you've got like an embarrassment of riches, yeah, sure. I'm not crazy about this game for them tomorrow.
William Risky, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. How are we feeling on Dan Arnold? I'm guessing Arnold. Also, with Byron Jones and Xavier Howard out, do we trust Miami? I'm leaning towards Minnesota. Their D actually has been consistent. What are your thoughts?
Lean toward Minnesota.
We both
Miami.
are. Yep.
Miami's been a little underwhelming on defense this year.
They've kept that streak going that they have, but and that's kind of high. I think it's actually hiding some of their deficiencies on defense. They're not as good as that streak would have you believe.
Yeah, well, their offense has also not really done them any favors this year. Just because there's been some bad situations set up as a result of the offense, so that doesn't help the defense. I mean, they're solid. It's a solid unit, but yeah, being down Xavier Howard, that hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts. I think I do slightly lean Minnesota. I know like Trevor Lawrence is going to make mistakes, but that Jacksonville offense can put up some points. Yeah, I just I'm worried about Miami without a guy like Xavier Howard.
Yeah, but how we feeling on Arnold? Yeah, hey, he is a dark horse to be a low end tight end 1 by the end of the season, and if you're in dynasty of any sort, he's dark horse to just be a tight end 1 moving forward with how often he's being used in that offense. I like him a lot. He's a young wide receiver convert. So he's
what's
athletic.
that Arnold RAS score?
So funnily enough, I know this off the top of my head because I'm a nerd.
Go.
It was below 9. It was in the 8s. But that was when he was coming out of college, and if you're looking at his RAS card, and I did a video on this, so if you checked out the last Dan Arnold video, you know what I'm talking about. He had red marks for weight and how many bench reps he put up. So basically, as a wide receiver converted to a tight end coming in, he wasn't as strong and as big as you would want a tight end to be for that elite size speed combination.
Okay.
But he's 5 years into the league, so he's bulked up since then. So if you were to test his RAS right now, it'd be above 9.
Better. Yeah, it'd be better.
If you were to test Dan Arnold's relative athletic score right now, it'd be above 9, the threshold for elite production. I love Dan Arnold moving forward.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. We're feeling good.
Marcus Brown, I have Latavius Murray. Would you drop him or try to package him in a trade? I was thinking about scooping up DJ Dallas if Carson is out for the season. There are worse players to scoop up, but I would agree with you. It looked like he was that week, that first week that Tyson was made inactive.
Right.
But since then, I mean, he hasn't done much. He has 1 week where you were happy you started him. He's not a must-hold for me, despite the fact that it's historically one of the better rushing offenses in the league. You just can't trust a running back in that offense right now. It's just
not
crazy.
Right now.
So I would scoop up DJ Dallas if I could and drop Murray. I wouldn't feel too bad about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Dallas got some work in the last game. He was inactive from weeks 2 through 4.
Well,
he got some work in week 5, and he'll continue to get the passing down work from Geno Smith for what it's worth. But he's 1 injury away, and Alex Collins injury away from the entire workload right now with how Carson's looking. So yeah, scoop him up. Twan Taylor, Henry Ruggs, or Jalen Waddle rest of season? That's almost a split for me.
I think I go slight edge to Ruggs. Just like the Raiders look like they might be the slightly better team. I know they're dealing with a bunch of controversy right now. Well, they're behind it now, actually. with Gruden being
I would
fired.
go Ruggs. I mean,
I
Waddle's
go
got
Ruggs.
more upside long term, obviously, but I would go Ruggs.
I mean, right now, Carr is the better quarterback than Tua or
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yep.
Yeah, I would go Ruggs rest of the season.
And hey, Theo Von Miller, OBJ to the Falcons would be a dirty
Yeah,
bird.
that's not a bad spot.
They just got rid of a high-priced elder statesman wide receiver. Do you think they would go back and, after trading Julio away at 32, go back to the well and sign Odell at 30?
Probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see it. I think they draft a young guy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Chris M7, Mike Williams, if he plays, Deontay
He's
Johnson,
in.
Jamar Chase, I'm guessing.
Yes, Jamar.
Julio Jones, sit one, full PPR. Just sit Jones. Sit Julio. If that's
Julio.
Chase Edmonds, you still sit Julio.
I think it's Jamar Chase.
Me too. Hobo
Yeah,
Fraggins, what's going
Julio.
on, Hobo?
What's up, Hobo Fraggins?
Yes.
That's my favorite name.
Yeah, me too. Thoughts on Chuba Hubbard with Christian McCaffrey back on IR? We've touched on this one a couple times. We like Chuba moving forward.
RB2 with RB1 upside if he gets the volume. Yeah, I mean, if Sam Darnold keeps vulturing touchdowns, that's going to be annoying. But
he's not going to.
McCaffrey's out.
We can't continue to expect that.
Nah.
Mike Davis in this offense was getting 15.6 touches per game, and he was an RB12 last season. I expect Chuba to get that same amount of work, and I mean,
Chuba might get that work even when McCaffrey comes back.
He could.
I don't think McCaffrey's. I think, dude, this just goes to show the lifespan of a running back and how I'm like blanking on the term. It's like a fleeting moment, right? That's what I meant to say, or what I was trying to allude to. Like, it happens so fast. I think it's not outrageous to say the heavy, massive workloads for Christian McCaffrey, like, those days might be done.
Could be.
Like, let's put it this way: at least the short term. For the rest of this year, I can't.
If you're in Dynasty, sell Christian McCaffrey is the moral of the story.
Yeah.
See if you could pick up Chuba Hubbard and really.
Sure.
But if you're in season long, I hope you have Hubbard. I hope you have Hubbard if you have CMC. And it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. New day, new dollar. Thank you for joining us. Baker Mayfield is the Adam Sandler. Yes. Yo, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, Baker's been this year.
I'm sick of seeing him in commercials. The dude needs to go away. Slim Reaper, Jeff Wilson Jr. or Elijah Mitchell, who will lead this backfield. Elijah Mitchell, but when Jeff Wilson comes back,
he's gonna have a role.
Last year, Jeff Wilson was the team's leading back. The highest scoring fantasy back. He was RB26 last year.
Trey Sermon's done nothing to indicate he's gonna keep any type of role.
So it really is between Jeff Wilson and Elijah Mitchell, and I think
they're both holds.
I think they end up both having a role. I think that's the way that this team has been run when injury wasn't an issue. For the past 3 seasons, Kyle Shanahan has had a running back by committee, and he's done pretty well with it. I think now he'll have the opportunity to go back to a committee to try and keep all these guys fresh. He's not going to give Jeff Wilson a huge workload coming off an injury, and he's not going to. I mean, he's given Elijah Mitchell the full workload when he's been healthy. I just think they're going to split the workload moving forward, but I think edge to Elijah Mitchell right now, just because he has the hot hand right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Wilson's coming off injury, but that would be my 2 cents on that. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's this. I'm kind of inclined to agree. I mean, Mitchell for now. Wilson could mix in once he's back from injury, but at this point, I'm off Trey Sermon. I think Mitchell and Wilson are going to split the weeks as far as who's viable.
Yep. And Theo Von Miller, I said it would be dirty, not realistic.
That's true. He did say it would be dirty. Play on words. Dirty Birds. Yeah. Falcons.
Could make a joke there. I'm not going to. Let's keep it PG. Hobo Fraggins, I made the mistake on benching Emmanuel Sanders last week. Okay.
Oh no. Well, yeah.
Shut
So
up.
yeah, no, he's good.
But yeah,
He's good in there now.
Got interrupted. Sorry, hobo.
That's what I do.
Yeah. But hey.
Yeah, Sanders in there is fine.
Yeah, I think so too. And I have Chuba Hubbard on my fantasy team, but he's not Christian McCaffrey. Yeah.
But no, well, he does not have McCaffrey.
Yeah, I was
needed a
wrong.
running back. Two of my running also picked up Darrell. Yeah, I mean Chuba and Darrell Williams are perfectly fine starts this week, especially Chuba. And Williams is fine this week as well. Yeah, I mean it's a good matchup. Washington is nowhere close to what we expected from them this year from the defensive side. Not even close. And you're not worried about the Chiefs, when it comes to figuring out matchups anyway. So, yeah, I mean, Chuba for sure, he's fine. Much better, I mean, at least for this year, at least for the next month anyway, he's much better, hold than McCaffrey, or he's much better owned than McCaffrey.
I believe so.
It's wild. Well, yeah, for the next month anyway. And then Darrell Williams, it's a fine short-term spot start for the next couple of weeks. Kansas City's schedule softens after some they played top 10 offenses like 4 of the first 5 weeks. The other game was Philly, and they still scored 30 points. So, yeah, Kansas City gets a break. I think that favors the running back.
Yep. And hey, you guys, we've been at this for about 2.5 hours here, so we are going to shut this down, but we're going to get to Sotober 24's questions, last question for the day. What's your prediction on Hunter Henry?
Yeah, I mean, John, you like it. He's the pass catcher for, at the position for the Patriots. They play the Cowboys, who are middle of the pack, against tight end scoring this year. But you got to figure the Patriots are home dogs. They're going to be throwing the ball. Hunter Henry's going to be involved. Mack Jones looks like he's spreading the ball around a little bit. Not keying on any one guy, but Hunter Henry has been viable. How many weeks? At least half of them.
And that's what you're hoping for from a tight end. Yeah, I mean, you're
like 10 points.
Only outside of the top
like
3
3
guys,
for 40
you're not expecting consistent production every week. I mean, if you're tight end 4 through tight end 10, 12, you're hoping for a couple of weeks here and there. You're hoping to break even better often than not. So
yeah, I mean he's absolutely, like, if you've got like a Kyle Pitts or whatever, you need a stream. Hunter Henry's absolutely. You can absolutely fire him.
Yeah, we agree, Dixon. Laofo. I think that's how you pronounce your name. He's Mack's go-to guy.
I mean, especially, and then the red zone too. You like, a young quarterback looking for a big target. That's, that's the MO.
Yep. And all right, last two things here. Danny
Let's go.
Boy,
Yeah, we gotta get
what's
Danny
going
Boy. What's going on?
Darrell Williams or Khalil Herbert for this week? Khalil Herbert.
I think Herbert.
Yep.
I think Herbert just because of the expected amount, like workload. Jerick McKinnon might mix in for Kansas City, and Kansas City is also a little dicey recently for running back production. Clyde had been coming through the past few weeks, but it had been a little dicey. I'll say Herbert.
And Twan, Alex Collins, or DJ Dallas rest of the season. I mean, it's Alex Collins because he has the work right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks like he's the guy who they trust. And the knock against DJ Dallas was he's not a pass blocker. Mm-hmm. He can get what is given to him in the run game. He's a plus pass catcher. Mm-hmm. But pass blocking ain't it. And Alex Collins was probably brought in because his pass blocking is like a plus.
Chris, you too. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the games. But so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, John.
No, I mean, I was just going on probably more than I need to about Alex Collins. I would go Alex Collins here over DJ Dallas.
I think I'm inclined to agree. At least for now. It could change in 2 weeks.
Yeah, if they have a little bit more of a 50-50 split workload wise, then I would go DJ Dallas just because pass catching is more important than rushing.
Pass catching is key.
But right now, Alex Collins has the RB1 role in this offense, so Alex Collins. But thank you guys, thank you Chris, thank you Theo. Is Joshua Kelly worth a pickup?
In Deep Dynasty, I mean, sure, but not a must grab.
Yep.
Like, he's been passed on the depth chart.
But to the 20 people still in here, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Sotober, thank you.
All
Marcus Brown,
it.
thank you for the super chat. And if anybody here still has questions, you can put them into the comments below and we'll answer them.
Comments, we'll get to them.
Or you can come and join us. We'll be on here again right after the London game. So
when the London game ends, we'll be live for however much time we have until the early slate begins.
Yep. So come and join us. But have a great night, you guys.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
And so, Tober, we'll answer. Throw your question in the chat. We'll answer it in a bit.
It's not a question. He's picked up Collins and AJ Dillon. Yeah. So if Dillon was available, good shit. Nice grab.
Oh yeah.
But,
good job, Tober.
Enjoy the Saturday night, guys. If you want to, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Peace, guys.